All right. Looks like we are live after the day off that wasn't a day off. But then Justin's also back on the day off.
Hey, I liked your video today, but I officially have no comment on Stories 3 anymore. Do you think Nintendo should post a video of how to use handheld boost? And also I saw someone tested Doom on Switch 2 battery. Boost off 5 hours on 3 hours 43 minutes.
Yeah, not bad. Not bad. I mean, to get 3 hours in the dock mode, essentially, that just kind of goes to show you the Switch 2 is significantly more powerful than the Switch 1. The fact that you can get, once again, 5 hours without it, but now you're essentially running it at that resolution with all the graphical features, portable. The fact that you can get the 3 hours plus on there for a lot of Switch 1 games is actually pretty impressive, all things considered. Big love to Justin. Thank you for the $3 dono. Should Nintendo put out a video? I mean, they could, but they don't have to. I mean, it's one of those things to where, I'm not sure. I mean, they could, they might, but they also might just release an update where boost mode is activated from the very beginning. But then again, like then people might be like, what's going on like with my touchscreen if they don't know what they're doing? So I think they might put out a video. Maybe they'll do it like in a like if they have like a features update, maybe they'll do something like that. So maybe I think most people are smart enough right now to figure it out. So the people that actually are playing Switch 1 games, they'll figure out how to get it done, but yeah, they could though. Thank you, Justin, with the $3 dono. We have the first Ninja Blood. Let's go. Thank you so much. And yes, my Monster Hunter Stories 3 video, I think it needed to be made because once again, now I don't know how the game is going to sell overall. For those who missed my video, I think that Capcom made a mistake in the direction for this game. Like, in my opinion, there was no reason why we have games like Digimon that are on Switch 1 and Switch 2. I don't think there was any reason for them to to dramatically improve the graphical fidelity of the game that much. I don't think that's what makes the game good or not. I think they could have spent that time and money maybe going away from the rock, paper, scissors and creating something a little bit more dynamic. I mean, it is dynamic. The battles are really good, but I don't know. I felt that maybe they could have done something else with that, but they decided to make it multi-plat. They decided to make it more of a graphical showcase type of game. I think that like I said, the Switch 2 version's not bad. Like, it's not bad. There's just some issues there, but I think it should have been built, with Switch 2 in mind. I'm not sure if it was. I think it was built with PlayStation 5 and Xbox in mind, or PC in mind. And then Switch 2 was just able to handle the engine as well. I mean, obviously they were thinking about Switch 2, but yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. I just think that to me, it should have been like a rock solid, like 60 FPS, the whole thing. And it shouldn't have been a game that needed to be that bigger scope of a game graphically. But I know a lot of people will disagree. Obviously, it's a great game on PlayStation 5. But I'm just not sure if I think that a lot of PlayStation 5 users, a lot of Xbox users, a lot of them see, like, after Expedition 33, I think a turn-based RPG is going to be a tough sell. Like, I honestly think it's going to be a tough sell after Expedition 33. Like, I think that game has caused a fundamental shift in a lot of people's thoughts when it comes to turn-based RPGs on Xbox and PlayStation. So I don't know if your game doesn't do some things like that. I'm not sure if anybody's looking at it in that type of way, Shout outs to Dior. Thank you for the 59 months. Thank you, Justin, with the 3. Anybody does 3 or more, you can type or beat up Justin on top of the board. Let's get to these shout outs though. Dior is here, Dane is here, Egomaniac is here, General Zamora is here, Dan Dips, what is here? Leaf Storm is here. What's good? Deported with the $2 dono. The classic. How can I enter the signed Switch 2 box giveaway? I mean, when I do one, you'll be the first person to know. I'll just let you win, Deported. There will be no giveaway. I'll just give you the box, What's up, Bead Queen? How you doing today, young lady? Welcome. Nighthawk, what's up, man? Welcome. How you doing today? King Tree Freak, what up, King Tree? Shout outs. Thank you for the big 2, though. I appreciate that, Deported. You're the GOAT. Daniel Zabek. Crimson Desert looks significantly better on Pro than base PS5 on streams that I've seen do tests. Yeah, I mean, the Pro is a much stronger system. It's got the PSSR, it's got the, you know, it's all got the bigger, like, you know, faster GPU, better graphical capability, so that would make sense. I mean, it's a PS5 Pro enabled system, and it has PSSR enabled, so yeah, it should look better. I mean, you know, the PS5 Pro is a few $100s more. You can get a regular PS5 for $400. The PS5 Pro is $750, so it's, you know, it's $350 more than it, you know, so yeah, it should. It should actually be a lot stronger, you know, it should do more, so that makes sense. I will not abide by any Monster Hunter slander. The game has got Game of the Year material, and Monster Hunter is my favorite series of all time, sunk thousands of hours into the series. Well, I mean, we're talking about Monster Hunter stories, not Monster Hunter, the regular Monster Hunter games, so keep that in mind. And I didn't say that the game was bad either, so yeah, there's also that. Party Man, what's up, Party Man? Welcome. What's up, Drew Arco? What's good, man? Welcome. Atlus and Sega gonna like, let's release SMT Vengeance update for Switch 2, but charge $12.99 for the upgrade pack. See, that's the thing. Like, that would be a good joke if Atlus. That actually wouldn't be a joke. That'd be like a good thing. Atlus doesn't even do upgrade packs. They literally just release new SKUs for like an upgrade for $60. So, I mean, like, the joke's kind of like on you, because that would actually be an upgrade for Atlus. Because it's like, hey, you want Persona 5 Royal in 60 FPS? Let's say you bought the game on the PS4, $60. You bought the game on the Persona 5 Standard, or $60. Persona 5 Royal on the PS4, or PS4 Pro Enhanced, $60 again. Persona 5, did I say Persona 4? Persona 5 Royal on the PS5. You want it in 60 FPS? Oh, that'll be $60 again. So, that's the funny thing. That would actually be an upgrade, Leafstorm. What are you LOLing for? That'd be a good thing. That'd be like, yo, Atlus is doing at least something, because they just charge you again. Like, they don't give you upgrade options. Like, that would be better than what they've done. So, DVD Night with the $5 dono says, appreciate you, OJ. Thank you so much, DVD Night. I appreciate you too. Thank you for the $5 dono. We are humming already. Hit that like button too, guys. We need to get a lot of likes. I'd really appreciate the likes. 10 on the board. We are 5 away from a 15-minute extension. Full stream extensions today, boys and girls. Brandon says, Crimson Desert Day. Yes, sir. Paladin says, I wonder if they started development of Monster Hunter Stories 3 before Switch 2 dev kits, and it didn't start off on Switch game like DKB. It's possible. Monster Hunter Stories 2 came out in 2021, so, I mean, Capcom was probably one of the first to get dev kits, but maybe they got dev kits in, like, 2023, 2023-ish, 2024. So if they did, then yeah, like, obviously they would have had to start on a different platform, so that could be it. But, yeah, I don't, you know, like I said, I just don't know if like I said, post Expedition 33, if PS5 people and Xbox Series people are, oh yeah, let me get Monster Hunter Stories, you know. But we'll see. We will see. We don't know the sales numbers yet. We do know that based off of just some initial sales charts, it looks like Switch 2 is the best-selling SKU, which makes sense. Obviously, the series is no Nintendo. But right now in Japan, I mean, we got the sales numbers in Japan, and obviously, you know, that doesn't include the digital sales, but it wasn't looking too good, you know, from the digital or from the sales in Japan, the physical at least.
From what the test show for Stories 3, the Switch 2 version is close to the balance mode on the other consoles, so I don't understand why they couldn't do a performance mode like the others.
That's what I'm saying, and that's why I think that if it wasn't built for the Switch 2 in the first place, that's the first thing that gets cut. The first thing, from what I understand, is that what gets cut is like when you have to port something over quickly, or when you don't have as much time, you can't take the extra time to do performance modes, to do different things like that. So you look at Fallout. Fallout was able to do, oh, okay, they took the time to, okay, we're going to do a Switch 2 version. Obviously, it wasn't a multi-plat release, but you can see when they actually take the time, they should get performance modes. Digimon, same thing. Performance modes. Like, there's no, like, there's no reason why there shouldn't have been for this game, you know, performance modes with DLSS, you know. It seems to me like it was built for something else and then ported over, and they didn't have as much time, which could make sense. I mean, obviously, if they got dev kits in 2024, then, yeah, what can you do? You don't have as much time. So you have to get the game ported over, you have to get things working quickly, you know? Thank you, Deported, with another $5 dono, becoming the... Is that the Hokage? No, not quite. Actually, yes, 7. Deported with another one, getting us to that first Overclock, and it says Crimson Desert reviews are crazy. Some reputable sites are met on it, but other reviews I trust, like ACG, are calling it possibly game of the gen. Yeah, ACG. Okay, I know that guy. I think. Yeah, I mean, if you trust him, that's good. That's good. I'm glad that you do. Yeah, interesting for sure. Game of the gen. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I need to play it. I haven't played it yet. But if it is, that's cool. You know, that'd be dope if it is. The one thing that I've realized is that I've got to be careful. Me personally, I stopped listening to like I said, hardcore, like, you know, Western, like AAA journal. I just don't listen to them because like they think like The Witcher 3 is like game of the gen. Like and people that think maybe The Witcher 3 is game of the gen will maybe think this is game of the gen. You know. So that's why I'm kind of like I'm like I said, I'm a little hesitant on like hardcore, yeah, like open world guys like that. I mean, I'm just because they think they'll sit there and tell you how great Witcher 3 is. Like it's the greatest thing since sliced bread. It's the greatest thing since sliced bread with peanut butter and jelly, you know. And I'm just like, yeah, it's not. But I haven't played Crimson Desert, so I need to play it at some point. I'll check it out. But yeah, game of the gen, I don't know about all that. But I mean, if he likes it that much, then that's fine too. You know, that's also fine. Thank you for the deported. Thank you so much for the $7 total. Anybody that's 7 or more, you can be up deported on both boards. 5 on the ninja board. 5 on the ninja board. Let's go. Let's see here. Hey, what's up, Jeff Shadow? Welcome. Let's see here. I'm not surprised if the game is mad, but I don't get the specific critiques. Yeah, if you haven't seen my video, check out my video. I go in depth like the good reviews and the bad reviews. I go through the whole thing with specific critiques in there, you know. The main thing that I think for me at least that raised the alarm was the controls. Combat and controls, like the input delay or like laggy type controls. Some people like that Elden Ring or like that Witcher combat is like dookie feeling. Some people like that in their big RPGs. I don't, but some people do. So like that's like the red flag for me at least, was that I was like, okay, hold up, that the combat, like the input delay, and some technical issues with that, like that's some of the things that kind of been brought up a bit with this game. Justin with another 3, Fergie, let's go.
I'm playing a guest star run with GUI in Star Allies. It's not my favorite Kirby game, but I do hope they keep this mode around. Also, it looks super sharp with handheld boost.
Kirby Star Allies in the house. Yes, 1080p with the screen like that is gonna look really nice. A lot of people are really excited about the Switch 2 boost mode stuff. So that's Justin taking the lead back once again. The 9 on the board. Anybody does 9 or more, you can beat up man Justin on the top. 18 too. Combo breaks, guys. First one, overclock 15-minute extension. Let's go.
Overclock Buster!
Shoutouts, guys. Appreciate that. None of the 10 out of 10 reviews say anything about what makes the game generational. It just sounds like fanboy reviews to me. If you go into the reviews and read them, clearly they are big open world fans. I think that's what makes it a 10 out of 10 for them. The fact that there's so much freedom and it's something different. It feels like to them, they're willing to take some of the bad things about it in order because of all the good things, you know? So like the amount of options within the combat too. Like I said, there is a big combat skill tree. There's a lot of stuff that you can do. It's random. Like you can do like stone cold stunners. Like there's a lot of different stuff. You can do different wrestling moves and smash people through things. So some people like that chaos. And like I said, there are really big open world people that like when they see good graphics and they see open world, they immediately think game is great. Like the game has to be a complete nightmare or like train wreck for it not to be at least an 8 or 9 out of 10 for these people. You know, so you also have to factor that in too. Like there are going to be like a lot of just open world people, you know, and that's fine. Like I read some of the reviews and like I'm okay with their opinion. If that's what their opinion is, that's fine. You know, nothing wrong with that. I just think that like people were trying to get me, like, oh, they're gonna get you with the gotcha. Yeah, you can't get me, mother bleeps, because I said the same thing with Metroid Prime 4. I said what happened. I said, hey, the reviews are still relevant even if people I don't agree with it. Yeah, no gotcha on this one. I know people were waiting too. They were waiting. They were looking on my channel. I saw my Metroid Prime What Happened video went up in views. Y'all tried. Some of y'all tried, huh? Yeah, it didn't work. Didn't work out the way that you thought it was gonna work, huh? But anyway, Uh, shout outs to Deported with the $2.50 as momentum.
Come on, guys. Support momentum. Let's go.
Oh man. Thank you for the $2.50, man. I appreciate that. Big love. 20 on the combo board. Yeah, I said the same thing with Metroid Prime 4. You know, when it got it got like an 80 at first it was like an 80 or 79 or whatever. And I was talking like, what's going on? I think it was like even like an 81 at first, but then it went down to like a 70 something. But I did talk about like, you know, the lower reviews and like what happened here, like, you know. So yeah, they tried to see.
What did he say about Metroid? I bet you anything he was like, eh.
Shout outs to Justin and Deported. Nope, I was the same way. I call it like I see it. But once again, I haven't played Crimson Desert, you know. So from what I've seen of Crimson Desert, like it doesn't seem like a game that I want to buy day one at this point. Now that I kind of saw more and researched a bit more with the reviews, but it's a game that I want to play. Like when I got Metroid Prime, like I wanted to play Metroid Prime. I've been waiting. Like I liked the gameplay of Metroid Prime. Like I liked what I saw a lot more. So that's why I got it. You know. So, let's see here. Michelle with the 37 months membership. Thank you so much. Two-way tie between Deported and Justin. Shout outs, guys. Anybody that's 9 or more, you beat up my man Deported and Justin. Let's go. Let's see there. They're trying to catch me slipping. Never. Impeccable. No, my record's not impeccable, but it's pretty freaking good. Crimson Desert is sold out everywhere here in Jersey. I managed to snag one of the last 3 copies from Walmart. It's going to be here in a few minutes. Nice, let's go. Project, is it Rialt? Yo, thank you for the Tune In Tier pledge. Appreciate that. Welcome to the Elite Ninja Squad. Thank you for becoming a Tune In Tier pledge. Let's go. That Tune In Tier, guys, it's only $1. So if you enjoy the streams, you want to get yourself some emotes, badges, some cool rewards, Discord, check out the exclamation mark member, and that can get you into their to our club. So I appreciate that, guys. Let's go. Thank you for the support, like always. Let's see here. On top of the rock paper scissors battle dynamic, they added enough new mechanics to the systems to keep the game battles fresh, exciting, and stamina. Nobody's saying Monster Hunter Story. I played the game, Miles. Like I don't know why you're trying to defend this, like the game's honor or anything like that. That's not the point. It's not that the game's not good. So nobody's saying that they didn't add enough new stuff or they didn't. I'm just saying that they could have spent, no matter how much time that they spent doing different things like the mechanics and stuff like that. I think that they spent a lot of time obviously doing graphical stuff. I feel that the direction could have been a bit different in my opinion. That's all I was trying to say. I'm not saying the game's not good. If you watch my video, I say the game's good. I bring up the stuff that's good about the game. I'm talking about how nobody's actually buying it, it seems like. The problem that I have with Monster Hunter Stories and other games is that people just use it as props against Pokemon. Have you guys noticed this? Windows Central did the same thing. They'll use it as a prop. Pokemon is in trouble. This was before Winds and Waves. You know, this was before Winds and Waves was announced. Pokemon is in trouble because of this game. And then like nobody buys it on Xbox. And then like people don't even want to talk about it on Twitter. People know good and well that they used it as a prop for likes and didn't go out there and actually buy it. Yeah, 50-something thousand on Steam. Okay, why not 100,000? Why not more than that? You know, and now you're looking at the Japanese sales of the game, and you know, 37,000 on Switch 2. Not great, not terrible, not great. 17,000 on PS5. You know, I wonder how it did here in the West. We gotta wait and see. So that's the only issue that I'm talking about here. Like I said, people using it as a prop. And I think Capcom kind of extending out a little bit to where the Switch 2 version of the game potentially suffered a bit because of it. But once again, it's not a bad game. I'm not saying it's a bad game. It's a good game, and I will definitely get around to playing it. You know, I played the demo. I played a ton of the demo, so it's a good game. I like it. You know. He says, yeah, your video triggered people today. Hey, look, I'm just being honest with how I feel with the game. I felt that it could have been a better game built for the Switch 2 specifically. That's what I could have felt because that's where it's going to do best on. But once again, if people feel differently, that's fine. You don't have to feel the same way. Time will tell whether it was a good idea or not. You know what I'm saying? We'll see. We'll see what Capcom does with the franchise. We'll see how well it does. I mean, they might announce that it sold 1 million units. That's great. Let's see here. They use Digimon and Monster Hunter Story. Yeah, they use them as props, and then they end up Like, why aren't these games selling millions of copies on Steam? Like, there's all these Pokemon fans that used to play Pokemon, that used to contribute towards Pokemon selling 10 million, 20 million copies, right? They're, you know, people that bought Diamond and Pearl, people that bought Sun and Moon, or people that bought, they said the games were way better back then, Fire Red or Leaf Green back in the day. Where are you guys at? Like, there is a disconnect, and I don't want to hear, oh, it's just, you know, they are buying. No, they're not. No, they are not. The sales are not there enough. I see these uproar of massive amounts of people on Twitter, and then the sales numbers drop, and it's like, none of these games do anything impressive. None of these games sell anything impressive. Digimon sold 1 million units. You know, maybe it's probably a bit above that now at this point, but out of all that talk, Digimon sold 1 million units across a massive install base of PC, Xbox, and PlayStation, and all it could manage up was 1 million. After all of the talk about how great it is, and all these big YouTubers talking, they didn't buy it, they didn't play it on their channels, they didn't review the game. They're a bunch of it's a bunch of frauds. So I was just pointing that out. I'm 35 hours of the story student. I really like it. I just hope it sells well because the games were originally on Switch. The performance doesn't hurt my experience. Yeah, and like from what I understand, that the performance in the battles is 60, right? So that's good. I don't know about Persona 5, the Phantom X console port. That is a possibility for Atlus this year. We got to see about that one. Some people going hard at John from Spawn Wave 2. Heaven forbid someone have an educated opinion. Oh, John is one of the good ones. Well, wait, why are people going hard at John? What did he say that was a problem? Monster of the Stories has never been much of nothing. Kitty spinoff much better than main series. Gloves off, swing high. Oh my god, Nintendo. Whatever, dude. Capcom need to work on optimization for Switch 2. RE9 church section was dropping frames all the time. I don't think there was anything that they can do with that one. Like, the intensity of the scene was just, it was going to be that way because of what was going on. Most of the game plays pretty well, though. I think that was handled okay. I think they cut it to about 30 and try to put it right around 30 or so. So I don't really fault them for that because most of the game is solid. Justin with another 3.
I like Stories 3 a lot, but based on how much more I liked Digimon Cyber Sleuth than Stories 2. I'm really looking forward to Digimon Time Stranger.
Yep. Yeah, that's the one that I'm kind of eyeing. Out of all the big RPGs, I mean, to me, it's like the summer of RPGs, right? This is going to be the summer of RPGs. Like, for me, there's 2 standouts, and that's The Adventures of Elliot, The Millennium Tales, and Digimon Story. Those are, like, the 2 standouts, for me, at least, compared to, like, Tales of Arise and Grand Blue, and obviously we got Monster Hunter Stories 3 that just recently dropped. I mean, there's a lot of good RPGs coming out in the next number of months. But to me, those are the kind of like the 2 standouts that I really feel like I need to play day 1 on Switch 2, you know? Justin, breaking the tie in at 12. Thank you so much, Justin. I appreciate that. Lego. Anybody that's totally good. Man, Justin on top of the board. Let's go. Shout outs, guys. We are also 6 combos away from a 30-minute extension on today's stream. What's up, George FT? Welcome. Mr. Davis. What's up, Mr. Davis? Thoughts on new Fire Emblem footage? There was no new Fire Emblem footage today. There was no new Fire Emblem footage. I think what you're seeing was you just saw Nintendo put the same trailer into their assortment of different games. If you're talking about that trailer, like that hype trailer, that wasn't new footage. That was the same footage. They went hard at John for Spawn Wave due to his hairline. No, they did it. Dan Dips. Why did they go hard at John from Spawn Wave? What happened? At least Crimson Desert looks well optimized. So many AAA games launch a mess nowadays. Here's the funny thing, Huddy. Some people feel that it's not well optimized. Some people feel that there are. I read reviews that some said that there are technical issues that a AAA game like this should not be having. So some people say that there isn't. Some people say that there is. I mean, it seems a little bit weird in terms of what was happening there. But once again, until you play it, you just don't know, right? You don't know for sure, or if you see it. Same case with Power World and Temtem. Nothing but a front for anti-Pokemon grifters. Yeah, Power World more than anything. Temtem, like, that was fake from the very beginning, and I can tell that it was fake, that YouTubers were either being paid or it was just fake, because Temtem never looked better than Pokemon. I played it one time and I was like, yeah, I'm out. I'm good. This is just literally looks like indie Pokemon. It wasn't great. So yeah, that was kind of how I felt about that one. That was fake. That was fraudulent. When it comes to Power World, I think that there was actually some real momentum behind Power World. I started playing it. You know, it's $30, so it's easy to kind of get into. But I think that the more you play Power World, the more you realize how bad it is. Like, it's an incomplete slop of a game. And I don't blame them for as popular as they got or whatever sales number they got. I mean, I get why. Like I said, it's easy to get into. It's also on Game Pass. And it's a cool concept, but it's actually not very fun. And it becomes very monotonous and boring after quite some time. And it's completely... And it's been unfinished for years now. So, you know, I'm good on Power World. I don't think I'll ever play that franchise again. But yeah, I liked it at the beginning, but I dropped it like literally cold turkey. And also it didn't work on my Steam Deck, but I don't give a damn what any weirdo in a banana suit sitting there screaming off of steroids and fake testosterone says, okay? Like, it didn't work for me when I played it on my Steam Deck. I don't give a damn about your crusty ass Steam Deck. It didn't work for mine when I played it, okay? So, whatever. And there's plenty of information on the internet. Google search it. If anybody's gonna click, Google search it. It's there. There are other people that had the same issue that I did at launch. So, fudge out of here with all that nonsense, all that garbage. Anyway, it didn't work on my Steam Deck either, and I wanted to play it on my Steam Deck. It didn't work on that. So, for me, I just kind of dropped it. I just said, I dropped that, you know. I dropped it. What's your favorite between Xenoblade and Fire Emblem? That's like picking between, like, what's my favorite kid? It's hard to do that. Let's see here. And before Fire Emblem also released this summer in July, like Three Houses did. I hope it does. July release would be so good. I'd be down for that. Trails in the Sky second chapter remake is coming out this year as well, right? Yes, it is at the end of the year. Power World still doesn't work for me on my Steam Deck. It actually runs worse since the updates. Well, I couldn't even get it to boot on my Steam Deck. Like, it would just go to a black screen, or sometimes it might make it to the title screen, but it wouldn't actually load up. So I'm not sure what was wrong or what the issue was, you know? So... Let's see, for guessing high rating for Crimson Desert before the game came out. Just people being big mad for the sake of it. Oh, so they're giving him the 1-2 in the comment section? Yeah, because he was predicting... Like, I tell you, man, I'm sorry, some people, they see open world, they see good graphics. That's all it takes for the guy. That's all it takes. That's all it takes. No, shout outs to John. Yeah, I didn't see enough beforehand. Like, I was intrigued. I was definitely intrigued, but I didn't see enough for me to be like, okay, I got to go out there and pre-order it. I'm gonna buy it day one. Like, I didn't see enough. I saw it looked okay, but it looked just kind of like they're just adding a bunch of random stuff. Okay, like, why does he have powers like Link? You know what I'm saying? Like, why does he have a jetpack? Like, it's fine that they did all that, and it's cool. Don't get me wrong. It's actually really cool that he did all that. But there's not really any direction. Like, you know that they're gonna put together the direction, like the Zone Eye and all that with Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. Like, you know they're gonna put it together wide, like the Sheikah Slate. But I'm not sure if this one even does that. I mean, there is a story, but it's kind of like just loosely connected, like kind of like the Elden Ring type situation. So I think that's part of it too. Said Spawn Wave earned that L. I mean, listen, man, you gotta. we all have had our L's too. Listen, I took a big L on Metroid Prime, so I can't sit here and act like I've been perfect with my predictions. I think I predicted like a mid to high 80s for Metroid Prime. I got cooked. It was a low 80s at first and went down to even 78 now. So I was off big time as well. I was off. I was also off. So it happens, man. What's up, Lazarus? Welcome, man. How you doing today, brother? Hopefully certain games keep a bit of rebirth from... Oh yeah, we got Final Fantasy VII Rebirth as well in July. So a lot of games coming, man. A lot of stuff, dude. Power World looks like one of the most soulless games ever made. I never bothered playing it. It's like there's some sauce in there somewhere, but the structure of the game is just bad. Like, it's just bad structure. Like, I don't like the whole collecting mechanic sucks.
I hundreds of hours into almost every popular monster tamer, and I have receipts. The only one that I personally enjoy almost as much as Pokemon depth-wise is Digimon Story.
Yeah, like, I haven't found a Monster Tamer game that I feel I like as much as Pokemon. Like, I haven't found one yet that has, like, everything that I'm really looking for from a single-player story, you know, gameplay, cooperative, online multiplayer. There's been nothing that's really felt the void. I've played all of them. I've played the Power Worlds, I've played the Digimons, I've played everything. From what I've played so far, Digimon, like the little bit that I put on PS5, Digimon could be that game. I'm going to find out for real, you know, when the game comes out. But I haven't played a Monster Tamer game that's actually been anywhere near as good. Like, Monster Hunter Stories is good, but when people said, oh, it's better than Pokemon, or it's like, I'm like, I don't think so. I don't think it is. And I played the Monster Hunter Stories games. They're okay, but I think a lot of people are saying that just like, they like the graphics. I think they feel that the graphics are good, so therefore it's like better. But Monster Hunter Stories 3 has, like, I think that game can definitely be as good, if not better, than a lot of Pokemon games out there for sure. It's just not, for me, better. You know what I'm saying? It's just not for me. But for sure, looking at it objectively, absolutely. But just like the rock, paper, scissors stuff is not my jam as much. Like, I mean, it's okay, but I'd much rather have, like, I think weakness and resistance plus gimmicks on top of that is better than the rock, paper, scissors system. But that's just me. You know, that's just me. Let's see here. Thank you, Justin, with another 3. That brings us to 15 on the board. Justin out here with the 15. Anybody that's 15 or more, you can beat out on the top of the board. 5 or more to beat out Deported Sicilian on the Stream Ninja board. Let's go. 3 combos away from a 30-minute extension as well, too. Let's see, because there's no other Monster Taming game that offers... That's what I'm saying. Like, it doesn't offer all of the amount of Pokemon. Like, now, like, yeah, with Pokemon Home, you can carry over your Pokemon. I still have my Pokemon that I trained from, like, freaking 2005, you know, or whatever. Like, 2007, like, Diamond and Pearl. Like, I got all my Pokemon. Like, it's just... There's just something about, like I said, weakness, resistance, the amount of it, the different types. Like, to me, that just feels like better to play as a Monster Tamer game than, like, doing, like, rock, paper, scissors, or, like, other weird stuff that Monster Tamer games do. You know, so... I can't wait for 007. I hope it holds up like Ari. I think it probably would be like 30. I think I'll probably target 30 for 007, but we'll see. Monster gave me as much depth in battle as Pokemon, yeah. Pokemon just has all the aspects that I would like with type matching on top of the gimmick status element, yeah. I like Monster Taming games other than Pokemon, but they don't have the same addicting and great feeling as Pokemon does, because no other online aspects. They just do normally dead online, yeah. Hey, what's up, Shaw X? Welcome. Sure, you're right, but there was very adamant about Crimson Desert more than he did for a prior game, and he had a Zeitgeist Online apparel scheme. Okay, it's good that you guys are telling me this, so I can tease the hell out of him on the Spawncast this week. I'm excited. Okay, that's good. John's getting cooked because he thought it was good. Okay, yeah, I'm down. I'm gonna bring it up. Like, hey, John, how's it going, buddy? How's it going? You think, how'd that Crimson Desert review work out for you, huh? Huh? Spawnman rated Crimson Desert 92, even I didn't predict that high. 80, yeah, a 92, that's high, man. Like, a game getting a 92 in today's day is almost unheard of. Like, that's why, like, when Donkey Kong Bonanza got a 91, I was like, oh man, that's, I mean, although I think I predicted a 92 for the game, so I did predict that, but like, it's very rare for games to get a 90 or above. Like, it rarely ever happens. By the end of the year, there will only be like a handful of games that get a 90 and above. Because it's just, there's too many people reviewing games. There's too many different opinions. And like the Metacritic system is too kind of weird to where like you can be like at a 90 or like a 91 and then all of a sudden like 3 bad reviews come in and oh, you're 89, you know, like, so it's, or like Xenoblade, that's what happened to Xenoblade Chronicles. It's like, oh, it's doing great. 1 bad review comes in, oh, took it down to 89, you know, so... That's what happens a lot, man, with these games. Yeah, I'm gonna pick up Crimson Desert at some point. I don't know when, but right now I'm playing Xenoblade Chronicles X Definitive Edition on Switch 2, and this game is freaking like the 60 FPS. I get the graphic stuff, guys. I'm there with you. But man, I am having a blast. This is like the real Monolith Soft Cross Gundam Wing. You know, it is incredible at 60 FPS. It feels so smooth to play. I'm just doing all the, you know, I'm getting all the characters. I'm leveling them all up. I'm getting some of the craziest gear right now. I'm getting some of the more advanced gear. I'm getting, like, I have, like, pretty much my affinity is, like, level 5 with pretty much everybody. I have a few more characters to get, but I just did some more affinity missions I'm learning all sorts of cool techniques by doing the affinity missions. It's crazy, man. It's a lot of fun. So I'm 120 hours in about. I think it's like 120 now, or near. I know it's more than 115. It's like 115 to 120. So I'm excited, man. I want to get that review to you guys at some point. Hopefully in April. I'm targeting April for the review. So that's what I've been playing. What's up, Penna Golfer? Welcome. No, I'm not playing Crimson Desert tonight. No, I don't even have the game, Cloud. So I can't play because I don't have the game. I'm not playing it. That's the type of game that I probably wouldn't stream that type of game. That's the type of game that you just kind of have to sit down and play. And then once you kind of get through like the beginning parts of the game, then like you stream it and show off like once you have a few different things. But like the beginning of the game, that doesn't seem like something I want to stream. That sounds like something I just want to intimately play and like kind of relax and take my time, you know? Dan Dips with the $5 dono says, I do get a little defensive with legit peeps I follow, but I never comment back to haters too much. All you guys from Spawn Wave are proper reporters. Thank you, Dan Dips. I appreciate that. It's okay. Like, I don't mind a little defensive. That doesn't bother me too much. It's okay. It's no big deal. As long as you're not disrespectful. As long as you're not, calling names and being crazy. It's okay. So thank you so much, Dan Gibbs. I appreciate the 5. I appreciate that. If you want some music, guys, remember, if you drop a dono, make sure you put your music request. I will play a track for you. So I know, Dan Dips, you like Castlevania, so I will play some Castlevania music for you. So we'll get some Castlevania music going for you, man. Thank you so much for your support, like always. I believe Pocopia is top-rated game so far this year. Yeah, the Pocopia is the top-rated game so far this year. Resident Evil Requiem is also like the two big games, like outside of indie games. The two big titles this year right now for Game of the Year are Pocopia and Resident Evil Requiem or Resident Evil 9. Like those are the two games that right now are solidified themselves. People felt that Crimson Desert was going to be a Game of the Year candidate, a Game of the Year winner, or it could be like a Game of the Year winner, and it's not going to be. I don't think it's going to be nominated because we still have Soros, which can be much better than Returnal. Returnal got like an 85 or something like that, 86. So that could be an 88, 89, maybe even 90 for Soros. So Soros is coming out very soon. That'll be next month. We also have Wolverine. That's going to be, I'm pretty sure that's going to be a really good rated game, probably like a 90 or high 80s rated game. So Wolverine's coming. Obviously, Grand Theft Auto 6 is an automatic. That's going to be one of the highest rated games. That's probably going to win Game of the Year. So that makes it at 5 right there. So I still think that, Soros, Wolverine, Grand Theft Auto. Yeah, Soros, Wolverine, Grand Theft Auto, those 3 games. So that makes 5 games with Pocopia and with Resident Evil. So there's one more, but I'm pretty sure that there's going to be other games that come out that are also really good, like big AAA games that can also potentially get a spot. We'll have to wait and see, You play Pocopia? I did play Pocopia, yeah. I also covered it a lot. I said that on my channel quite a bit. I put like 15 hours in before I had to stop to really focus in on Xenoblade Chronicles, but I'm going to get back to Pocopia. I'm definitely going to get back to it. I'm going to get back and start playing it, but I couldn't go back and forth between Pocopia and Xenoblade. Like, they both take too much time. So I'd rather just go through, finish Xenoblade, get my video out, and then go back and finish Pocopia. Yes, GTA 6 will make the deadline because Rockstar will make sure review copies are out beforehand. Are you playing Rush BX? I don't know what that is, so no. I think Wolverine game could be vote for Game of the Year. Yeah, that's what I said. Yeah. What does Fortune's Weave have to do to get a 90+ score in Modern Era? I think that there's just a cap on Fire Emblem. I don't think Fire Emblem can really... It can get a 90+, but if it does get a 90+, it just doesn't appeal enough to the open world guys, or to the Western journalists. So it can get a 90+. We've seen it happen before. Fire Emblem Awakening, that got a 90+. I think that got like a 92. So it's definitely happened. But it'd have to be something kind of revolutionary. I do think that if they can build a game as good as Three Houses, but none of the technical issues, so if they can make that frame rate nice and smooth and the character models better and like the the feel, like if they can improve that aspect and then make it a little bit more playable, I think that can get a 90 plus. But that doesn't mean it's going to get nominated for Game of the Year, though. That doesn't mean it's going to get nominated. A lot of the Western journalists do not like Fire Emblem and will not nominate it for Game of the Year. Even back when Fire Emblem Awakening came out, that game, I don't think it was nominated. Like, it didn't win many Game of the Years, even though it was like a 90-something rating, you know. So yeah, that's the thing. Hey, what's up? Light It Up. Welcome. It's not even really about being niche. It's more of the fact that they just don't like Fire Emblem. It's not even like it could sell 20 million copies. They still don't like Fire Emblem. You know, they still don't like it. Let's see here. Fire Emblem Fortune's Weave will be my game of the year. I don't know if it's going to be my game of the year, but it's definitely looking like it could be my game of the year as well. Like right now, I don't know if I you know, right now if I had to pick, obviously you can't pick Xenoblade X, but that'd be my game of the year, Xenoblade X. But I need to play more of Pocopia, and that game came out last year. It's just a Switch 2 update. But right now, I've been having the most fun this year was with Xenoblade X, Definitive Edition on Switch 2. And I've played and beat. Obviously, I've played. You know, I haven't played enough of Pocopia, but I beat Resident Evil Requiem. So right now, that'd be like my pick, but I wouldn't put it in my like actual picks because it came out last year for the Switch one. So for me, I'm looking at all the new games that came out, that actually came out this year, like brand new games. Yo, Osman, thank you for the 3 British pounds. Thank you so much, man. Appreciate that. 35 on the combo board. We are out here. Let's go. Just a super sticker, no question or anything like that. Shout outs to you. Recommendation on Romancing Saga 2. It's a very good game. Yes, Romancing Saga 2 is a very good game. I need to go back and clean up a lot of the stuff that I didn't do in that game. Maybe if developers and artists were more unique, AI wouldn't be able to copy them. No, all AI does is take what people do and generate it. So it doesn't matter how unique they are or not. AI would still be able to copy it. I don't think we'd see ATLUS until June Xbox Showcase. Yeah, maybe. We'll see about that. What do you think that ATLUS could bring to the table this year, guys? Do you see the latest Nintendo TV spot? They showed a snippet of Fire Emblem and one of the characters dead as wields a gun. All right. Which I saw that ad, but there was nothing. Which ad are you guys talking about? Are you talking about the ad that had like Pragmata and Resident Evil? So you're saying that there was something new in that footage? Is that what you're telling me, or is it something different? Let me know in the chat, guys. And for those who know what they're talking about, give me a link. If you're a mod, give me a link to the trailer so we can watch it. I'm guessing you're talking about that one ad that has like Pragmata and Resident Evil and like Donkey Kong Bonanza. You talk about that one? When Smash 6 comes out, I'll probably win Game of the Year. It probably won't win Game of the Year. Smash Brothers has never won Game of the Year. It's been nominated a few times. Ultimate got nominated and Smash 4 got nominated, but both of them don't win or didn't win, so I doubt it. There's a bias of GTA trash to win Game of the Year, so unfortunately actual good games don't get a fair chance. I mean, like, I would say that, yeah, that's right in terms of, like, other games just really have no chance. I think there's not really going to be a real chance. I think it's really just more about the exposure. Like, a nomination is cool to have, and Nintendo does acknowledge those nominations and stuff. Like, whenever they do have the nominations, they'll put it on the eShop and all that. So they see it as important, at least. Okay, it's that one vid. Okay, gotcha. Okay, let me take a look at it. Find your next. I think it's the Find Your Next Game trailer. I don't think Nintendo of America's put it up yet. I think Nintendo UK put it up. So we'll take a look at it. This is actually a really cool trailer. I talked about it on Twitter. I put up the trailer on Twitter. And I thought it looked really good. I was like, this is a cool trailer. And I also said this, like, if you would have told me in January of 2025 Nintendo was gonna have all of these games on the Switch 2 within the first year, or announced within the first year and released, I would have been like, shut the front door. That is not happening at all. That is not happening whatsoever. So let's take a look. So they have Bonanza, Skyrim, Hogwarts Legacy, Indiana Jones. Like, yeah, like if you would have told me that within the first year's time of the Switch 2's launch, you're gonna have a brand new Donkey Kong game. You're gonna have Skyrim running at 60 FPS or, you know, whatever. I would have believed that, but if you would have told me Hogwarts Legacy, or I would have believed that too, obviously. But if you would have told me Donkey Kong Bonanza, Indiana Jones, Final Fantasy VII Remake Intergrade, and Rebirth, Pragmata, which we knew about Pragmata, we just didn't know it was coming to Nintendo. Elden Ring, I wasn't sure about that game either, because FromSoft didn't do much on Switch 1. Star Wars Outlaws, that was PS5 and X. Like, people were thinking no way. And Resident Evil Requiem day and day, people would have been like no way. Plus a new Fire Emblem game announced. You know, people would have been like, no way. Plus a new Xenoblade, like Xenoblade Switch 2 edition, like Xenoblade X. I would have been like, no way. There's no way that they're going to have all that within the first year. Plus all the other stuff, like obviously like Hyrule Warriors and Kirby Air Riders and Mario Kart World. Like, here's the Fire Emblem footage. So we've seen this before. This is not nothing new. Okay, so you're talking about this right here. So is this the new footage? That we should maybe see if we can put it, if we can slow it down, right? Let me see here. Playback speed. Let's slow it down to 0.5. Oh, yeah, she has like a beam gun. There's like one tiny snippet of... I don't know if that's video worthy though, guys. Like, it's such a small amount of footage. It'd be hard for me to do anything with that. Like, it'd be a pain in the butt to edit. Unless I kind of just talk about like Fire Emblem. I mean, we need to talk about Fire Emblem, so maybe I'll just shoehorn it into something else, but... yeah, that's yeah, she has like a beam gun thing. Let me see if I can drop the speed a little bit more. 0.25, so you can get it even slower. Yeah, she has like a gun. Yeah, she has like a gun. I think this footage kind of new too, but when we've seen these characters before. But, okay. Interesting. Yeah, I think that was a little bit of new footage. A little bit of new footage. Okay. Yeah, not enough for me to do anything with, though, guys. But, I mean, it's still... I guess it's better than nothing, right? I think it's... I think they're getting ready. They're getting ready to actually show us the game. They're getting ready for it. Shout outs to Vito with the $2 dono. Big love to Vito when he says, if GTA 6 released on I think New Year's Eve, it'll still win Game of the Year. I know. It could release next year and it'll win Game of the Year for this year and for next year. It'll win Game of the Year for both years somehow. Like, oh, well, we thought about it in 2026, so it's going to win Game of the Year. It'll win Game of the Year for last year and this year. So I think that's definitely, that definitely could be a thing too, you know? So... That definitely could be a thing. Do you think we'll get a P6 announcement this year? I think it's possible for sure. What are the chances they remove all the dating sim stuff? Dating sim stuff. I don't really think it's I wouldn't call it quite a dating sim. I would kind of call it more just like a relationship thing, which usually has which really has like an actual like gameplay benefit. Which obviously all dating sims do, but I wouldn't call it, it's not quite as in-depth as like, let's say like Persona or something like that. So I don't think they're gonna remove that, but they might. I mean, but relationships are always part of Fire Emblem games. Like well, not every single Fire Emblem game, but a lot of them, they have that. So I don't think they will, but they might. OJ, what do you think will be the next Switch 2 Edition game? I'm not sure. What do you think will be it? Yoshi Direct in April, Fire Emblem Direct in May, let's hope. I don't know if they're going to do individual directs for games. They don't really do that too often, but we'll see. The grinding and all the layered mechanics in Xenoblade X is very addicting. I was overwhelmed with the game systems at first, but after everything clicked, Xenoblade X becomes my top 3 game. Yeah, it's really confusing at first, but once you just sit down and do it enough and like just practice really and just play the game more, just like beat up on, you know, weaker enemies and then like take those strategies and apply it to like the bigger enemies, it's actually really cool. Then once you know how to like really manipulate the gear, you know, L's little place, like you can upgrade your gear, buy new enhancements, level things up, like you can start doing crazy amounts of damage. And then of course once you get your scale, like the heavy mechs, a lot of people play through the game and never get a heavy mech.
I reading the stuff about Kirby Air Riders development, and some things I predicted was thought about, like have challenges in the city trial map for a story mode and having the old city trial map. So I was technically almost 90% right. Lol, rolling on the floor laughing.
You were definitely more right than Connor, I can tell you that right now, Justin. He wasn't right on like anything, like a lot of stuff. Thank you just for another 3. That gets us to 40 on the board. We are 5 combos away. Oh my goodness. Justin with the 18-2. Anybody else? 18 more. You give it up, my man Justin. Got a Toby Blaster as well. Shout out to my man Justin. Thank you for the support. 5 combos away from another overclock. But yeah, I mean, I think that's definitely, you were right with a lot of stuff. That's true. I remember all of that. OJ, I would like it to be Pikmin 4. Maybe. We'll see. We'll see if it's Pikmin 4. There hasn't been a GTA worthy of Game of the Year, in my opinion. I mean, everybody has opinions, right? Some people think GTA is the golden goose. It's the greatest thing ever since sliced video game bread. Heck, you're probably gonna be able to slice video game bread, and it's gonna look all detailed like you're slicing real bread in GTA. So, yeah, I would never give any GTA game my Game of the Year. But once again, I'm not a big GTA fan, so there you go. Or Dustblood's Treehouse. I can see Dustblood's maybe getting the direct, Felipe. Yeah, I agree, because that game's a very different style of game. I can see that one maybe getting its own direct. I hope they announce like single player stuff or like solo play stuff for the game, but we'll see. Let's see, you're a teacher in 3 houses. If you think that's dating, you might need to turn yourself in. Well, the students are adults. The students are adults, and like I said, it's always interesting with like you know, with different, you know, there's different regions that have different rules for different stuff too as well. So, but I'm pretty sure pretty much all the people that you can date in the game, they're all at least 18. So also keep that in mind. One thing I'm really tired of is other consoles, PC fanboys calling Switch 2 Switch Pro. You should never, first of all, why are you listening to a PC fanboy? Like, I mean, that's the first mistake that you made. I don't take any of those people seriously that like have anything to say when it comes to like Switch 2 or console gaming. There's nothing, never take anything that they have to say seriously. You know? When it comes to Switch 2 at least, because they're not playing it. Justin with the $3 dono.
Also, my phone's spell check is messing up because the new Pixel update thinks it's smarter than me. Lol, yeah, remember Sakurai hates modern Kirby. Lol.
Yes, hates it. Hit that like button though. You guys don't hate hitting that like button. We got 200 plus people watching. Hit that like button. Let's go. Oh, okay. That was a joke. Okay. Cool. Well, you know, I gotta make sure that I gotta cross my T's and dot my I's here, man. You never know. Dread says, hi, OJ. Thinking months in advance, but about Pocopia Switch 2 holiday bundle. I mean, that's possible, but I think Nintendo's just gonna recycle the Mario bundle for the holiday. So, but yeah, Pocopia maybe. Bayonetta getting a Switch 2 edition. I mean, it's possible. We'll see about that one. ARMS. Yeah, I've played ARMS. There are some people, Felipe, but yeah, it's not enough to even for it to be a real concern or anything, in my opinion. If the Switch 2 is a Switch Pro, the PS5 is a PS4 Pro. Yeah, I mean, Switch 2 is significant. I mean, the way that you know that the Switch 2 isn't a Switch Pro is the fact that the Switch 2 can emulate, like partial emulate, and boost Switch 1 games to play like they play on the Switch 2. Like, that's how you know it's not really just a pro system. It's significantly stronger. Like, once again, native backwards compatibility is one thing where you, like, before in the past, let me tell you guys the example of this. Before in the past, Nintendo would essentially just build the chip in of the previous system into the new system to get backwards compatibility. So the Wii just had literally like the GameCube hardware built into it. The GameCube, like everything was built into it to where it could read it. Same thing goes for the Wii to the Wii U. They just literally built a Wii inside of a Wii U. That's why you really couldn't take advantage of anything when it comes to the GPU or anything like that. Like, nothing really you can take advantage of. Switch 2 emulates it a bit. Now, emulation's a bit different. It's not the native hardware, like, right? They didn't completely build in every single process and node from the Switch 1 into the Switch 2. So it's partial hardware. There is some things, but it's also part emulation. Takes it all in, jumbles it up, puts out the code for it to play the game, right? In order to do something like that, you need to be significantly stronger. That's why Nintendo hasn't done that before in the past. Like, they didn't emulate Wii games on GameCube. GameCube's not strong, or sorry, they didn't emulate GameCube games on Wii. Wii's not really strong enough to do that, like, do it like that. It's really not. Just like, if you wanted to emulate GameCube games on your PC, you need a PC significantly stronger than what a Wii or a GameCube was. Like, you need a strong PC to emulate GameCube games or Wii games properly. You need a strong PC. So it's the same thing here. In order for Switch games to be able to emulate properly and even better than they were on before, you need something that's significantly stronger. So the Switch 2 is not a pro version. Pro versions of systems are not significantly stronger than the base versions. They're just a bit stronger. You know, like a new Nintendo 3DS can't emulate regular 3DS games. It just plays it backwards compatible, right? It's just a little bit stronger. Or okay, just like okay stronger. But like Switch 2's significantly stronger than Switch 1, you know? I'm expecting Metaphor Switch 2 port announcement this year as well. I think we could get that, yeah. Krista Straterdog with the $5 dono says, just posted a video on my channel of my experience at the African American Baseball Museum in KC. Such a cool place, experience always. Anyways, what's up, man? Yeah, I'm gonna check that out, Krista Straterdog. Good stuff, dude. Thank you for the 5. Like always. You are awesome. You are the GOAT. Cool stuff that you went over there too, man. That's much love, man. Much love. Thank you for that. Chris Straterdog with the 5. And we're just hanging out, talking about video games like always, man. It's always a blast to be here with you guys, man. Also, Yak Diesel with the $5 donut says total Switch 2 worldwide sales tallies thus far. Mario Galaxy music, please. Oh, well, we don't know, but with this Pocopia push, you can't really guess right now. Pocopia is moving systems like Breath of the Wild or something. Like, it's... listen, I want to say that I'm exaggerating, but I don't know if I am. Like, legit, this is the first time since the beginning of the system's launch in like that first month or two that every time I go to Walmart, every time I go there, and Walmart usually has a good amount of stock. They only move, a certain amount every single week. But this is the first time that I'm actually seeing it to where there's only like a few in there, and they restock it every week or week and a half or whatever. They get the restocks in, and people are buying up those systems. They're buying up Pokemon. They're buying up Resident Evil. They're buying up the games. So it's like, right now, it's hard to say, but Pocopia is selling the system better than any game since the launch of the system. It's doing better than Donkey Kong Bonanza. In my opinion, it's selling systems faster. It's doing better than anything that we've had since the launch of the system. So I don't know where it's at, but maybe we'll see it towards the end of in May.
What's the best handheld boost game you have seen? I think DBZ Kakarot is the best for me so far.
The best handheld, I mean, Xenoblade Chronicles 2 is probably one of the better ones because it runs terrible in portable mode. You know, it runs, the resolution's so bad, it's very blurry, but then now they take that docked profile. So Xenoblade 2, Torn of the Golden Country, Xenoblade Chronicles 3 Future Redeemed, the Xenoblade games in general, definitely nice boost, much better. Thank you, Justin, for the 3. Kinesis with the 2 as well. This is all this positivity around Switch 2 feels weird. It does. Like I said, a lot of the grifters are all of a sudden taking breaks. They're just like they're not, they don't have any real stories, so they have to fabricate stories. Like we're seeing PC schizos fabricate stories out of nowhere, talking about Nintendo's trying to destroy the used game market with Pocopia because of Amazon, you know, like stuff like, so they have to just make up random things, you know, not at this point. So yeah, it's interesting. Like I said, there's definitely some criticism to be had, so I'm not gonna sit here and say that none of it was warranted when it comes to Switch 2, some of the decisions, $80 Mario Kart game key card, stuff like that. So I get it, you know, but to see so many people at this point, you know, it's crazy. Like I see people, they're using Throne to get their Switch 2s funded. You know, we got a lot of students that maybe don't have as much money, obviously, you know, like that 500, that's like a rent for them, and maybe they only make about 700 or 800 at their part-time job a month or every couple weeks, so they can't really get one themselves. We're seeing a lot of their communities fund them on Throne. I've never heard of Throne until now. Like I've barely heard about it, but now I really know about it because like so many content creators are using it, and so many people are getting Switch 2s with Pocopia. And it's so funny, the same thing that I said the other day, I was like, yo, it's not just Pocopia. Watch, they're gonna get the Switch 2 and they're gonna be like, oh, wait a minute, I can play this, and I can play this, and I can play this. And I'm seeing people say, oh, well, now I'm getting into Pokemon Legends ZA at 60 FPS, or I'm getting into Donkey Kong Bonanza, or I'm getting into Mario Kart World. Mario Kart World's bumping up the sales charts all the way up to like number 2 or 3 or something like that. So I think it's good, man. It's good to have that moment where I knew that it was all gonna come together for Switch 2. I've been saying that. Remember when I was telling you guys earlier, I was like, yo, I wonder where these people are gonna be like when the Switch 2 actually starts taking off and people start realizing that it's really good. Like, it's not perfect, but no system's perfect. I wonder where are those people gonna be at? Remember all those people that were arguing with me and yelling at me? I forgot their names. Where are they at? They seem to be missing. Like I said, grifters missing. All of a sudden you got people taking breaks. You got people taking breaks from creating YouTube content. Why? What you mean? Why are you taking a break? For what? You're on Twitter out here talking smack on Twitter like you're a big guy, like you're a big Nintendo content creator. Like, what are you taking breaks for, fam? Where's the negative stuff to talk about? Like, you got, like I said, a bunch of lame people that got their heads inflated because they made a little bit of money off the Switch 2 at launch because they were talking crazy and spreading misinformation and lying about sales numbers. But yeah, now all of a sudden they're on break, they're on vacation. What happened? You know? What happened? Let's see here. Yeah, dude, at work, I said a bunch of his buddies were getting Switch 2 for Pocopia. Grifting is over, guys. I mean, I'll say this, Felipe. The only thing that kind of worries me about the grifting kind of coming back, and I wouldn't even call this grifting. But the only thing in terms of the momentum is like, don't announce any more $80 games. Like, just Nintendo, please. Games are already too expensive as they are. Like, just don't do that. Just 70's fine. 70's fine, so just don't do that. And I think that everything will be fine. I mean, there will be stuff that comes up, obviously, but just don't do that, which I'll criticize that. I'll criticize that if that, like I did with Mario Kart. So just don't do that. Just, it's fine. Take your 70 and go home and, you know, and be okay with it. You're making NSO, you make money off that. There's no reason to do $80 games. There's barely any reason to do 70. So, says Matt New says content creators can't take breaks. Oh, content creators can take breaks, but if you take a break and then you take a break at a very specific time, and then you all the time, not instead of, you know, working and doing that, you're on Twitter just talking mad type of mess, acting like you're more popular than content creators that have triple the subs that you have and stuff like that. Nah, that's not. That, I don't think that's just a break just to take a break. I think that's obviously a calculated break because of the positivity surrounding the Switch 2 and because you can't grift or make up sales numbers anymore. Like, I think that's trust me. If the Switch 2 could be getting the exact same game lineup, if Switch 2 sales were not going well, trust me, there'd be a lot more people making videos making up grift stuff right now. Bro, trust me on this. Matt New, I've been around for a long time, brother. I've been around for a long time. I know how these people operate. There is a financial incentive with this. It's not because they're doing it for the love of the game, okay? Trust me, if people weren't buying Pocopia like this, if Pocopia didn't come out and get good, dude, if Pocopia got bad reviews and there was a bunch of people not buying it, trust me, there'd be videos from these same people talk about, I'm not taking a break. Trust me, there would be no break, okay? People just said the same thing with Switch 1. They pulled the same thing. Oh, I'm gonna take a break. Oh, I don't got nothing to talk about. You don't got nothing to talk about? What? You don't got nothing to talk about? Oh, of course you don't. Yeah, a break. If you take a break, you should take a break from everything. You shouldn't take a break from your YouTube, immediately go create a Twitter account or get on Twitter and start spouting the same nonsense that you spout on YouTube. That's insane to me. Like, spouting the same trash and lying garbage, manipulating garbage that you, like, if you're gonna take a break, take a break. What are you doing on Twitter? You never been on Twitter. Now all of a sudden you're on Twitter. Take a real break. Let's see here. Griff is now begging for Fire Emblem to be a key card, waiting for Nintendo. Listen, key card or $80 games, that's not a grift to me. That's not a grift. That's actually legitimate complaints. So I don't have a problem with that. Let's see. Not only is he taking a break, he's polling people about whether he should start doing retrospectives on his main channel again. Yeah, I know. There's nothing to talk about, you fraud. Like I told you, bro. What did I tell you about these people? What did I tell you about these people? It was clearly a money-making grift. Now the views are down. There's not as much to talk about. You can't lie about sales. The sales are actually pretty good. And now Pocopia is clearly, you see that the sales are now increasing expeditiously, right? It looks like the momentum is here to where the Pocopia is becoming that Breath of the Wild type of system seller where it doesn't matter. People are just going to be buying it. They're just going to be buying the people who are buying the Switch 1 for Breath of the Wild for like the whole generation. Switch 1 was like living like, okay, Breath of the Wild's here. It'll still sell, right? Now, people didn't know it at the beginning of the generation, but it ultimately ended up being that. That's factual. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was a factual. So, Pocopia is, I'm not saying it's going to have that same effect, but man, I think Pokemon has that effect. The fact that Pokemon, the next one, is going to be exclusive. Obviously, people are saying, okay, well, I want to buy a Switch 2 because Pokemon's coming out next year, and I can play Pocopia this year, and I can play all the Pokemon games in much better quality and at 60 frames per second for some of them. Like Scarlet and Violet can play it at 60. So I think that's really what's happening right now. The Pokemon fans and the Animal Crossing fans, like part of the Pokemon fan base and part of the Animal Crossing fan base are kind of like saying, okay, now it's time to buy a Switch. Because even if you look in Japan, Animal Crossing New Horizons has jumped back into the top 10 on Switch 1 and on Switch 2. So the Animal Crossing people are absolutely saying, okay, now it's time for me to buy a Switch. Because the update, Pocopia, the Animal Crossing New Horizons update, and Pocopia did it. Really more Pocopia than anything. So I think that's what's happening right now. So there's not really anything to grift about. There's not really anything that you can grift on. So it's like, oh, let me plan a break. Let me make polls for retrospectives and all that. Like, what a joke. What a fraud, dude. Let's see here. Let's see. I actually agree, OJ, on his takes regarding grifters. I think it's justified in spreading awareness and dunking on them, but I do think these grifters called out regardless. Yeah, once again, I think that I don't call someone who's simply just critiquing a grifter. I don't think that's grifting. Like, I don't think they're grifting in the video. If they say, hey, look, I don't like these game key cards, that's fine. Like, I don't like them either. That's to me is legitimate critique. Or I don't like the $80 games. If it's like factual, like, oh, Mario Kart World is MSRP 80 US, right? That's fine. Or even if you want to just talk about the games being too expensive in general, that's also fine. I have zero issue. The games are expensive. Like, I've bought pretty much all the games here day one, like $70. It's pricey in this economy. So I've never went after anybody. And I've never called somebody a grifter for simply talking like, oh, like the pricing of the games. To me, that's fair. You know, that's what I call grifter, is manipulation of data. Oh, it's not, it's selling terrible. Demand's been satiated. People aren't buying it like that. It's not doing well. 10 million sold. Oh, well, Nintendo overshipped and they made up, they're trying to just push fake sales numbers. Then 17 million. Oh, well, it's the worst best-selling system. Like, making these fraudulent excuses. Sitting there damage controlling in your room, sitting on your butt for an hour and a half, damage controlling, you know, sales numbers because you were wrong. Oh, it's gonna sell like the GameCube. It's gonna sell like the Wii U. Remember that nonsense that people were trying to push? It's gonna sell like the Wii U. It's gonna sell like the GameCube. No, you were wrong, dude. Just admit it. Just admit that you were wrong. Stop with the BS. We don't need an hour and a half of damage control over being wrong about Switch 2 sales. Like, Jesus Christ. It's not that big of a deal. It's okay. It's okay, you know? I somewhat disagree about the keycard situation being a grift, not being a grift, because the same people don't go as hard. Well, I think there's no name for it, and obviously there's a lot more game key cards. Well, with the exception of Xbox, but with PlayStation, for example, there's a lot more game key cards. Now, are some people grifting because of it? Yes. I mean, if you play all your games on PC, if you are a Gaben worshiper and you're complaining about game key cards, which yes, there were people, really steroid bananas and schizo people living in their basements and boarded walls. Yes, we had a few schizos, PC schizos, excommunicated weird Xbox guys complaining, and they buy games on Steam. Like, they buy all their games on Steam. Like, yes, that is a grift from them. Yes, that's a grift. But the majority of people talking about it, you know, game collectors, people like, that's not a grift. Yes, were there some schizos? Yes, there were some. But I think that one's fair when it comes to people that actually, like, you know, we're buying Switch 1 games, or we're buying, you know, PS5 games or stuff like that. I think that's fair. I've complained about it too, you know, so. I don't get how these games are super popular, but I don't see content creators on YouTube talking about them. Just people talk about the meta stuff in the next direct. Is that, oh, yeah, it's your algorithm. If you look at Pacopia, there's a ton of people making videos and talk about Pacopia on Twitter and on YouTube. It's probably just your algorithm. Cry about the price hikes on Switch 1, but not the Series S or PS5. I mean, like, I think it's kind of crazy that there is a price hike. I think it's also fair to complain about the price hike when it comes to, like, I didn't really say anything there's a problem with that. So I think that's also fair. Once again, that to me, that stuff is fair. If you're talking about, hey, look, the prices are a bit too high for certain things, I think that's a fair complaint when it comes down to it. I mean, obviously, I think that you should be fair across the board. And also, if it's a problem on Nintendo, it should be a problem on Xbox and PlayStation in terms of pricing, which people did complain about that. But yeah, like I said, I'm not gonna call people grifters, you know, strictly for, you know, stuff like that. In my opinion, like I said, in my opinion, a grifter is somebody who it's like a political grifter, right? They're going to sit there and manipulate the data into whoever they worship or whatever. Like, they're not going to tell you the straight up truth. They are going to manipulate and maneuver for whatever their agenda is, right? Like a political grifter out there. So it's the same situation here with some of these people. Like, they have their allegiance. They're going to take data that we can all see and then sit there and try to tell you, no, it doesn't say that. What it says is this. It's like, no, we all see that. Oh my God, slow sales week in Japan. Dude, we know that there's a shipment problem in Japan. We know that it's been they sell out pretty much, it's sold out. They literally, the stores are saying it's sold, at the time, it's sold out. You can't buy one in Japan. They're shipping whatever they get over there, they ship, and then slow sales week is the top selling system. They're selling as many as they can. What? That's a grift. That is a grift, because you are sitting there trying to tell me that it's sold out, it's in high demand, they're selling more than everybody else since they launched, but you got to make a video on a slow week. You've never made a video on a single slow week for any other system at launch that's sold out, that's doing better than all the other systems. Then all of a sudden there's a video on a slow sales week in Japan. That is a 1000% manipulation for money and grift. That is what I'm talking about, guys. I'm not talking about people critiquing stuff that's tangible. I'm talking about stuff like that. You are trying to tell me that's selling 30-something thousand, selling more than every other system. When once again, they're struggling. It's the launch of the system. They don't have as many systems there. They're putting out as many as they can. That's sold out. You're trying to tell me that's bad? Oh, slow sales week. It's sold out. What are you talking about? Sold out, like that is a grift. So you guys understand the difference between what I'm saying here, like manipulation compared to just simple critiquing of a real thing, like of an actual thing. Now, if somebody can critique something and they can lie, like, oh, the sales, they barely shipped any mediocre sales of Pacopia because they didn't ship enough copies. We got the sales, this 2.2 million plus. They sold 500,000 plus in Japan. But you had somebody that was trying to sit there and tell you that it was selling on the same level as Resident Evil. No, it's not. Pacopia was selling better than Resident Evil on Switch 2 when it comes to game keycard. Stop the cap. Right? So we got people that are also trying to manipulate that type of stuff too. That's the difference, you know? Let's see, I'm still amazed. No price hike for Switch 2. I think that the tariffs not going up definitely, or the lawsuit definitely helped with that. But let's hope it does. I mean, the RAM crisis, we'll see what happens like with the RAM crisis. Shout out to Sonic Slim with the €5. I appreciate that. Thank you so much, Sonic Slim. I appreciate it. I'm becoming more relaxed about keycards, but sometimes common sense says physical. Pokemon Fire Red, Leaf Green. I mean, come on. We will pay. Yeah, I agree. I think they should have done a physical for that one, even if it was like $40 or something. They should have gave the option. Switch 2 has too much going for it right now. Right now, game here, game there, update here, Treehouse here, Partner Direct, Pokemon Presents. So everywhere you turn, Nintendo is still active. Yeah, they got a lot of stuff going on right now. Yeah, exactly. That's just straight up, exactly up. That's just straight up manipulation. It's like that's what a grift is. That's what a grifter does. Manipulate. You know. All the FromSoft guys mad about Dust Bloods haven't mentioned anything about being the most anticipated game in Japan, leaving out information. So I mean, like, listen. The Dust Bloods thing, I haven't really talked about that in terms of how I feel about like people being upset. Like, I get it though. Like, I think I've said that before, even though, yeah, it's an exclusive. Obviously, Bloodborne was an exclusive. Like, you know, you got to deal with that. But I get the upsetness because a lot of these guys would never, you know, buy a Nintendo platform. Then are they going to really buy a Nintendo platform just for the Dust Bloods? I mean, that seems like a tall task. Like, a lot of these guys, they don't play, because, like, you know, Souls games usually don't come to Nintendo platforms. Like, we don't get a lot of Souls games, like, on Nintendo hardware. So if you're a Souls guy, or if you're, like, a Witcher guy, or if you're, like, you know, games like that, what's the point of getting a Nintendo Switch? Like, there's really no point. Those games all play better, look better, come out first on Xbox, PlayStation, and PC. So you don't need it, right? And a lot of Souls guys are, like, PC guys. So it really, I mean, I can understand their plight, you know? Like, I haven't really critiqued them being upset about that too much, because I get it, you know, I get it. But yeah, I mean, I see what you're saying though, like leaving out the information in terms of most anticipated. Yes, there's clearly going to be a lot of people anticipating it. Yes, there's going to be a lot of Souls people that, you know, bite the bullet and just get a Switch 2 for the game. But once again, they might, I mean, reviews will come out beforehand. I mean, if it sucks, then you don't need to buy it, right? I mean, if it's the same level of Elden Ring Night Rain, I mean, I don't think that you need to go out there and buy the game, right? Unless you love Elden Ring Night Rain. So I don't think it's a must-buy 100% yet. Now, if it was a single-player, Bloodborne, Dark Souls 3, Elden Ring type of game, then I'd be like, yeah, obviously you need to go out there and get it. But it's not. It's a PvE, PvP, EEVV, PEVV, EVP, EEVP, PEVE, PPEV online game. So until we find out more about that, I'm not even sure if it's going to be a requirement, but we'll see. We will see. We will see. Thank you so much, Sonic Slim. You did get us to the Noah and Mio. Let's go. Flying through the skies. Let's get this one next up. Let's go, guys. Big love. Let's go. One thing I noticed from Famitsu, Pokemon Legends actually won RPG of the Year. Yeah, it did. I like Pokemon Legends. I think it's good. About my Switch 2 at release, and I still don't have a physical copy of the game. It's BS. I don't even check the store anymore for physical copies. Okay. Well, there you go. I mean, you can go to, maybe online, Amazon, if you want physical copies. I saw Nintendo Prime bring up how keycards take up memory, but installed discs also take up space and are much larger in size. I mean, well, yeah, they do as well. So, I mean, I think basically what he's talking about is the fact that with Nintendo in the past, most of the games, if you bought a physical game, it didn't take up space. You know, with the exception of a number of Switch 1 games, it usually didn't. This is the first generation ever for Nintendo where they actually have a large number of physical games. You know, not their games in particular, but a large number of physical games that do take up space now with game key cards. So it's a different thing for Nintendo. Microsoft and Sony have now been dealing with this for, you know, for a decade plus now, since the Xbox One and the PS4 came out. Although the PS3 also had, there were some games that had some installs, and I think GTA, you had to install it for it to work. So it actually kind of started like with the PS3 360 era, but really got going 100% like in the PS4, Xbox One. So they've been dealing with this for 14 years now. 2012, 2013, right? Or 2013. So they've been dealing with this for 13 years. So it's kind of ingrained. Like a lot of people grew up with this, like when they were kids and stuff. Like when it comes to PS4, Xbox One. So it's not a big deal to them now. So
valuable items.
let's see here. Shout outs to Shinru with the gifted membership. Thank you so much, Shinru, with the first gift of the stream. Ayo. I appreciate that. 65 on the board. Thank you so much, Shinru, with the gifted membership. How are you doing today, brother? Let's put you up on the board here. Anybody does one gift or more, you can beat out the one, the only, the legendary Mr. Shinru. The Minecraft legend. Crimson Desert still looks buggy. I may have to wait on that game. Gameplay looks good, though. Yeah. There were some people that were talking about that. I understand the Souls fans that are sad not being able to play it, but I just don't care about their suffering. I mean, if you want me to be honest, I actually don't care. Listen, man. I'm old school. I'm like a war veteran. I mean, I care about people and how their feelings are, like people that are here that vibe with me, and obviously if I see something sad, I'll care. But when it comes to like, oh, I can't play a game because I don't have this, my PTSD or whatever, my childhood trauma kicks into high gear, and I'm like, well, I didn't do it either. Dude, when I was growing up, I saw all sorts of cool games. I saw all sorts of Sega games. I saw all sorts of Neo Geo and PS1 and all sorts of stuff. And I just had to look, literally just look like, oh, well, I'm broke. I'm poor. I don't have money. My parents did not have a lot of money to buy me games. Now, God bless my mom, man. She tried her best. My dad and my mom, they did their best. My dad, when he was like, you know, when he was there with us, he did his best. He bought us NES games and sometimes Super Nintendo and some N64. But, you know, my mom, she tried her best. But we just didn't really have money. I had to wait, and then once I got older, like in the mid-90s, early 2000s, I was able to actually go out there and buy my own stuff. You know, I was like, okay, I don't got to rely on my mom. Let my mom, you know, and it's just so funny because we didn't have any money. And then obviously now, like down at this point, my mom, she's doing really well for herself. So if she was doing what she's doing now back then, it would have been different. But that's kind of how it is, man. You know, my mom, she was I'm first generation. My mom was an immigrant. She came here with literally the clothes on her back. Like, that was it. You know what I'm saying? Like, she had nothing. She came here with zero money, nothing. We were living out of a church, you know? So, like, it takes time to build yourself up, you know, when you don't have somebody here already there helping you. So I really, really appreciate my mom and my dad for at least trying. They tried their best. But I have no sympathy for other people. If you can't afford it, you grew up here, and you can't afford it, man, I mean, it is what it is. You got to find a way. You got to find a way to get it done. Become an AI bro. You know what I'm saying? Get yourself some AI software, Chat GPT, make an AI channel, and just go on TikTok and use AI prompts and do what you need to do. You know what I'm saying? You got to do what you need to do. But I really don't have too much for the sympathy for those people. I had to grow up with that too. You know what I'm saying? And it sucks. Don't get me wrong. I understand your plight, but you've got to work through it just like all of us did. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to work through it just like all of us did. There was a lot of nights where my mom was very sad that she couldn't get us, you know, this game or that game. And I said, hey, Mom, can I get this game? No, we need food instead. You know what I'm saying? Like, I remember one Christmas, I think I got like $5 and like a piece of candy. Like, that was all the cool games were coming out back then. You know, like in the early 90s or late 80s. It is what it is, man. Like, you gotta deal with it.
I just finished my first run of Dead Zone Rogue with mouse mode at 40 FPS. It's a really good game.
Oh, yeah. Shout outs to Justin. Thank you. I still need to pick up the Dead Zone Rogue game. I need to pick that up. How's the frame rate, though? People are saying it's 40 FPS. Is it crusty, or is it good at that 40? Thank you, Justin, with another 368 on the board. We are
Even further beyond!
going further beyond. Let's go, man. Yeah, I used to trade in stuff too, man. I used to trade in games as well. I don't feel sorry for them because the Dust Bloods isn't even targeted towards them anyway. It's PvPvE, not a single-player action RPG. Nintendo fans must play multiplayer games. Do you think Clever Square switched to 33 and Smash? No, because we don't even have the game itself on Nintendo hardware. I wish I had AI to rake leaves for me. Yeah. I mean, if people are poor, that's one thing. But the entitled pony who thinks that they deserve everything just because they own a PlayStation. Yeah. Like, if you're poor, it's like one thing. I mean, it is what it is, right? Like, there's nothing that you can do. If you're poor, you're poor. And you just gotta somehow, you gotta deal with it. You gotta find a way, right? You gotta find a way. I used to beg my dad to buy me Pokemon Stadium for me as a kid. The first game I actually picked out. Other games picked out my parents' just borrowed from cousins. Yeah. I said, when I first saw Pokemon Stadium, I used to always like wince, like, oh man, that game looks so good. I don't have the money to buy it. But I was like, I got up off my butt, man. I got up off my butt. I think it was what, 98, 99? I got up off my butt. I started selling cans, you know, going collecting cans and you know, getting $5 here, $3 here, $2 here. I traded in a couple different games, got a few bucks here, got a few bucks there. I think I borrowed about $10 from my mom, and I had the $60 that I needed to buy the game. I mean, it was $60. I mean, obviously that's really expensive in today's terms, right? It's like what, $70, $80, $90 for that in today's terms.
It has an FPS counter. It's super stable and looks good even in that mode.
Okay, that's an FPS counter. So what's the average frame rate in the game then, Justin, if it has a counter? I didn't know it has a counter. I need to play that. I'm gonna forget about it. I need to write that game down, otherwise I'm gonna forget. Justin with another 3, extending his lead to 24. Anyway, there's 24 more. You can go, man. Justin on the board. Hey yo, thank you so much, man. I appreciate that. Let's go. Let's go. I do think 40 FPS is good. Like, 40 FPS is not bad. It's not bad. Let's see here. Damn, I was born in 97. Love the hustle, OJ. That's what you had to do back then, man. You have to do it. You have to put in the work. Got to put in the time. You got to put it. And for like one game, I mean, I rented games too. So like, yeah, I was poor, but my parents, like, they tried. They're like, okay, we're gonna get some pizza. You can go rent a game. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, and like I said, we were poor. We were poor. There was no, I mean, even for back then, we were poor. So it's like, we did not have extra money for video games and all. Like I said, my parents tried whenever they got, you know, maybe like a good, they did some overtime or something, they would buy us a game for like birthday or Christmas, but that was it, you know? The idea of calling someone poor for not wanting or buying something is funny. Well, no. I'm not calling them poor. Wait a minute, hold up, Bucci. Hold up. I'm not calling them poor for not being able to buy something or not. No. I'm saying that there are people that are, the people that can't afford it or poor. You know what I'm saying? Like, I understand, but I'm not going to sit here and feel super sympathetic like crazy because I had to deal with that as well. And nobody was sympathetic towards me. It was just, you don't have it. When you get it, you can then. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you do get it, or when you do get a job, or then you will be able to. In the meantime, rent games, play games at your friend's house, replay old games, play free-to-play games. I mean, we didn't have free-to-play games back then, but play smaller games, replay your games. Like, there's a variety of different things that you can do. Gaming is not your right. It is an elective. It is an option, but it is not your right. It is, you do not need it, you know. It's something that is there for fun. You need food, you need water, you need shelter. Those are the things that you need, you know? So that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying that, oh, you can't buy this game, you're a brokey. I'm not calling them that. No. I'm saying that the people who can afford it. Like, I understand, but, you know, I'm not gonna be like, oh my gosh, oh, no, nobody was like that for me. Who was like that for me? None of my friends were like that for me. No. When I said I can't afford something, they're like, oh, well, too bad, so sad, fam. So, no. It stays at 40 most of the time. It might drop, but it's really hard to tell. It usually says 40 to 39. So it was actually 60. Get that game at 60 for some reason, but okay, I get it. My mom bought me Duke Nukem Forever when it was $5, and it was super grateful. I missed her. She tried the hardest to give me games. Hey, shout out Slando. Sorry about your mother. What's up, Nick93? Welcome, man. How are you doing today? Didn't know about the OJ lore. Hey, man, it is what it is. A dude who spent over $5 on a PC primarily to play for gaming doesn't get sympathy from me over a multiplayer from software Nintendo exclusive. No way. Yeah, like I said, I understand. I mean, they're not getting any sympathy from me, but I understand. Some of these people have these broke PCs, though. Some of these people do have these broke PCs, though. Report going out about GTA 6 being 60 frames per second only on PS5 Pro. A report going out again. We'll wait and see once the game actually comes out. I hope they actually do have a performance mode. They should be able to get it. Hopefully they are able to get it. So we'll see. Hey, what's up, Alvin? Yeah, watch it in 3 times speed. If your poorer games offer incredible value for money compared to entertainment types, you can buy an old RPG for $5 and get 200. Exactly. Like, you can, right now, gaming is more, you get more value in gaming. Also, if you have a game system, right? You know how many, every game comes with free games now. Back in the day, they didn't. Or sometimes, like, they'd give you a free game, right? Like Mario All-Stars or Super Mario World or Mario Bros or whatever. But in today's day, every system comes with multiple free games. Because you can just go on the eShop and there's multiple free games. There's multiple free-to-play games. So every system comes with all sorts of free-to-play games. You don't even need anything. All you need is the system itself. And you can go online and you can get Fortnite and start playing right away. You can get Marvel Rivals for Xbox, PlayStation. You can get all sorts of free-to-play games. So there's a bunch of them. So if you don't have enough, that's fine. Then you can play that. Now, if there were free-to-play games like that, like when I was younger, I would have definitely done that. I would have been into Fortnite. Like, if Fortnite came out in, like, 1989 or, like, 1992 or something like that, I'd probably be into Fortnite. Let's just say we have an alternate reality where graphics progress much quicker. And, like, we had Fortnite back then. Yeah, I probably would have been really into that, you know? But it's not, so... Have you seen the Starfield update video with the DLC also coming to PS5 in April? I haven't because I don't really like Starfield. I tried it on Xbox Series and I just wasn't feeling it. So I'm not really watching any Starfield content or anything. I mean, if it comes to Switch 2, I might check it out, might not, but it's not really, you know, it's not really a big deal for me. So, there you go. Grocery store ad renting movies and game section in the store. Can't quite remember. It's Hollywood Video. Might be third rentals. The weekend you can rent 2 games, get 2 free. Nice. Nice. So, Fortnite Essence. Yo. Best selling PS1 games was the PlayStation Magazine demo disc. I used to play the PlayStation Magazine demo disc all the time. My friend Dominic had it, and I'd go over to his place in the summer, and we would just play that demo disc. There was like Jet Moto and all sorts of stuff, you know. There was a lot of really expensive games even back then. Like The Legend of Zelda equates out. I think that game was like $50 in like 1987 or 88. I remember my parents were like, nope, we're not getting that right away. That's too expensive. But we got it later. But yeah, The Legend of Zelda, if you take like the inflation, it's like $120 or $130. Let me double check. I think it was $45 when it launched back in like 1987. So yeah, I think it was like, it was like $45, $45 to $47, 1987. So 45. Let's just put $45. Yeah, it was 45 bucks, and that's $129 in today's money. So Phantasy Star was also very expensive. There were certain cartridge games that were very expensive. I think Chrono Trigger was also really expensive, and today Chrono Trigger was like $70 or $80 when it launched. I couldn't afford that when it launched. I think it was like, let's just put 70. So that was like 1990. Let's just put 1995. I'll get that done in just a bit. Chrono Trigger in today's day is $150. So, yo, the cool guy with the big $30 dono out of nowhere. Oh my goodness. On behalf of Vatset, he says, let's go to the limit breaker. Also, great afternoon, man. The music request F-Zero any track. Hey, shout out to Vatset and the cool guy. The dynamic duo. The Dudley boys. Let's go, man. F-Zero. You know what we played. F-Zero music. You know what we got here. Shout out to Vatset. Shout out to the cool guy. I appreciate you guys. Thank you for the big 30 getting us to the limit break. Hey, yo, man. I appreciate that. Let's go. Discussing whether you could be a fan of supercars. What? Love the PlayStation demos. Brave Prince of Musashi. Oh man, I never played the Brave Prince of Musashi demo disc. That's awesome. Big love to. This is on behalf of Vatset, so I'm gonna put it as Vatset. New Hokage and Student. Anybody that's 30 or more, beat out Vatset on both boards. Hey yo. So we can go into like some Q&A too, random Q&A, or any of the other topics in the title if you guys want to talk about that too, for those who are kind of confused on what we're talking about. Let's see here. The places I'm gonna play Crimson Desert and find out if it's good. I remember they had Ghost of Tsushima at 83. I thought it was much better. A lot of it's subjective. Yeah, that's the best way to do it. I mean, if you have the cash to get it done and you were excited about the game, like if you watch the gameplay, right, Nick93, and if you felt the gameplay looked good and you still want to play, then get it. Like I wasn't deterred by the Metroid Prime 4 reviews, you know. Like I still was like, oh, I'm still gonna check it out, you know, and I think it's still gonna be a good game. So I agree. I agree with that. I agree with that statement. I don't think that you should not get the game. Like if you were hyped for the game, if you watched the game, if you thought the game looked good, this shouldn't deter you from getting the game, unless there's something specifically that deters you from getting the game in those reviews. But really, if you were excited for it, then there's no reason to not pick up the game, you know? No reason to not pick up the game. Yeah, Street Fighter 2 was over $100 on the SNES. Yeah, I had to wait for like the cheaper version of the of Street Fighter 2. I love Ferraris and Lamborghinis. Definitely can't afford to drive them yet. I'd probably just crash a Ferrari or a Lamborghini, so I don't want to drive them because I'd probably just crash it, even though I'm a good driver, but I don't think I can just drive those around. People keep saying GTA is going to be $99, but I wouldn't put past the next Zelda game being $99. I don't think the next Zelda game is going to be $100. I doubt it, but we'll see. For me, it's always mainly looking at the Game Boy games because N64 stuff was way more expensive. I only had 27 N64 games, but now my physical collection is the Switch is well over 100. That's about all the good games on the N64 is about 27. So you got pretty much everything that you need. Oh man, you got everything that you need there. What's up, Corey? The real reason I keep some of the older consoles is because of my parents. I love them so much. They have taught me so much how to be a man and how to live. Hey, there you go. What's your opinion on Sony phasing out PSN branding? I don't really have an opinion because it's just a rumor. We'll see once it's actually happening, but I don't think anything's going to change. They're probably still going to call it PSN or some type of thing. So I don't really think too hard about stuff like that. I was skeptical of the game, but I'm open if it's reviewed high. So no, not for me at the moment. Yeah, like I think that's the same thing with me. If Crimson Desert, I was skeptical of it, but I was willing to give it a shot. I was thinking maybe it'd review higher, a bit better. But when I read through the reviews, I was like, okay, there's some red flag. There's some like Witcher, even though the Witcher reviewed really well, there's some like Witcher type of red flags in here. You know what I'm saying? There's definitely some Witcher type of red flags. And I you know, like the combat, some of the technical issues, and like I was like, yeah, I'm good. It's like I wasn't overly hyped for the game. I wasn't Spawn Wave. I wasn't John 92 over here, off by 15 points. Okay, or 14 points. I wasn't like that. So the fact that I wasn't like that, just because from what I saw, I wasn't gonna rush out there and buy. I'm not gonna rush out there and buy like a 78 game if I'm not excited for what I see when it comes to like as excited for the gameplay, you know? No, Tears of the Kingdom wasn't $80. It was $70. Now, if you want the Switch 2 cartridge that has the Switch 2 update on there, yeah, that one is $80. But once again, you don't need to buy that. You can simply just buy the game like for like $50 and then like just update it for 10. Or if you have the NSO expansion pack, it just comes like with the update on there. If you already have the game. I think 99 would impact the sales volume. GTA 6 will sell massive volumes at 70. I think the run volume versus price calculation will still hold at 70. I think they can probably get a little bit more, but they might just do like the base version for 70, deluxe edition for $89.99, super edition for 100. So they'll probably just do that, you know. In fairness, John, he wasn't saying the game would be a 92 worthy, just that he would get that it would get rated 92. That's what he was predicting the game. No, what kind of nonsense is that? Covert, that's what everyone says. When you're predicting the score of a game, you are saying you think this game is going to be this good. Yeah, we know that he's not giving it a 92. He hasn't played the game yet. But no, if you are predicting a 92 and it's nowhere near that, that's an L. There is no in fairness. No, it wasn't anywhere near as good as he set down his own personal review of the game. It can be a 92 and I'll have no problem with that. If John plays through the game himself and says, this game is a 92 for me, I'd be like, okay, cool. I have no problem with that. That's his opinion. But it was a prediction, and the prediction was wrong. So no, he gets the smoke that he gets. Listen, it happens. I got smoked too. You gotta take it like a man. I think, and obviously he is, or he will. But when Metroid Prime was way lower than I thought, and I was off by like what? I was off by 10 points. I was off. I think I said like mid to high 80s for Metroid Prime. So I was off by, let's just say, I said like 86 or 87, right? I think I might have said 88. I don't remember exactly. But I was off. You gotta be like, no, take the L. Gotta take the L on it, man. Because I rated Metroid Prime a 9. I thought it was really good, you know? But I understand why people have it rated way lower. Like, dude, my score is not definitive. It's not be all end all, you know? But I played through the game fully, and I said, I really like this, and this aspect about the game. And that's fine. But we were talking about critic review. We're not talking about your own personal review. Yeah, but that's not the point. You're making up a thing that he never, like, that was never the whole thing. That was never the whole thing. If he likes the game as high, if it's a 92 for him, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. That's not like, you're not understanding why people are giving him smoke. People are giving him smoke because he was wrong about the Metacritic prediction, not because he thought the game was going to be a 92. He's still allowed to have that opinion. Nobody should give him smoke. If he thinks the game is a 92, nobody should give him smoke. That doesn't warrant any type of smoke. That's his opinion. He played the game. That's his opinion. So there's no smoke for that. Nobody cares about that. I mean, nobody logical cares about that. So that's what I was saying. People were giving him smoke because he was like, oh yeah, it's gonna be like a 92, like average Metacritic. That's why people were giving him smoke. No, it's not. You know? My prediction is that Crimson was going to score in the high 80s and players would, and it would sell well. Yeah, I thought it was. Listen, it can probably still sell well. Like, I think it's actually going to sell decent. It's going to do okay. I don't think it's going to be like a terrible selling game. But I predicted like a mid. I thought I said it'd be like a mid 80s. You know, so I was off too, but I didn't really care like that. User scores are stupid. So, I mean, obviously that can mean something. What people feel like but like, a lot of people don't even play the games, man. Like, a lot of people don't even play them. They just put whatever score they think or what they feel. So for me, like, user scores are like almost, I wouldn't say invalid, but it's hard to use them for any type of real thing. I think that hearing people's opinions online, I feel like a consensus can kind of be built online with a lot of stuff too, you know? So I think that, to me, is more valuable than simply just a random user score. Because once again, I don't know if people even played it, but if people are actually playing the game, saying why the game is good, putting out their own gameplay footage, right? Like, and I think that's a bit different. And like explaining why, then okay, I can see the vibe of that. But like, random people that don't even link their PSN, where you can't even verify if they played it, that's hard for me to actually trust at all, or any bit, you know? It'd be really cool if Resident Evil Requiem and Procopia ended up duking it out for Game of the Year. It's not. I mean, GTA 6 is gonna win if it comes out this year. So, unless it's a niche game, if it's a big AAA game, user scores are biased. I mean, Felipe, that's a pretty good assessment. Yeah, I mean, like, you'll have people that are smashing the game to bits, or people that are overhyping it. Like, you'll see a lot of just nonsense, you know, like just stupid reviews. So it's hard to really even take anything that like a user review seriously. Yeah, I don't even trust Steam scores, but I mean, Steam, I guess that'd be a little bit better. But yeah, I do think Steam system's probably a bit better because I have to play it, you know, for a bit. So yeah, there's also that. But I also don't trust like PC Steam schizos either. So it's for me, it's that SpongeBob meme. What's that SpongeBob meme? Where he's like cross-eyed and he's reading the book that's like 2 different colors. It's like, trust them because you have to play for a couple hours, but also PC people. It's like, like that's like, I don't trust weirdos in banana suits and stuff like that reviewing, or people that like that, you know, or Arkham Asylum victims inside boarded up basements spazzing out about freaking making up game key card nonsense, you know? So it's like, these are the type of people that like do like PC reviews or like Steam reviews. So it's also like, that's how I feel like when it comes to that. It's like, I also don't trust that too. Oh man, I also don't trust that either, bro. So, and to be honest, it's like that with any type of review, like review system built into the systems that they come on. Like, I think like Sony has one as well, and I'm just like, yeah, right. Yeah, I don't care, you know. So yeah, that's kind of how I feel. Nintendo should have given us Yoshi Woolly port instead of a new Yoshi game. No, they should have given us a new Yoshi game. Let's see, to be honest with you, OJ, I never did like GTA at all. Yeah, I've never been a big fan. Although I did like San Andreas a bit, but I've never been a huge fan of GTA. So GTA will win by default. Do I think it should? Maybe not. Maybe not. We'll see. We will see. Combo breaks though. Shout out to guys. Appreciate the support today, like always. So a 90+ user score means a game is goated and hater proof. Oh, only time can trust it. I mean, once again, I don't really take user scores at all very seriously. So yeah, I don't really. If you want to use it for yourself, you can. But considering how users do stuff, like how people react to things, it's hard for me to actually take anything seriously with that. Yo, the game Double M. Thank you for the 41 months. I appreciate that. Thank you for the 41 months. Wild that we already talked about the Game Awards. I know, but the Game Awards, I mean, we've got 2 big games that already came out, right? So the Game Awards is gonna come up, you know, when it comes to stuff like that. So, what up? If Crimson D, if Crimson Desert would get a 90 plus, the no need for Zelda and doing Nintendo better than Nintendo vids would start. If there's any reason why I'm happy that it did it, which I'm not, like, obviously I want all games to do well, I want games better. But if there is one reason why I'm happy that didn't happen, I mean, that'd be like the one reason, because we don't get that stupidity, like with Monster Hunter and stuff like that, right? Like we don't get that nonsense. So that's true. Now they're using it just as like a negative thing. Some people are using Zelda on Twitter like, oh well, Zelda Tears of the Kingdom also didn't have a really connected story and a bunch of crazy stuff. Why isn't it rated as low? I'm like, oh, heaven to Bitsy, oh, Lord, goodness, great. These people, man. These people. Only user review I give any weight is Steam reviews. Yeah, once again, man. I mean, if you're on Steam, then I think you guys trust your fellow Steamers. I don't trust Steamers. But I do think that Steam reviews are better. Like, if you talk about, like, what's the best review like? Because, like, you have to actually have the game, right? You have to play it for the... So, out of all of the user review things that are available, I think Steam's probably the best one. But once again, a lot of schizos on Steam. The Game Double M with the 2 says, it's been a while since I dropped the dono. Thank you for dropping the dono. It's been a while, but I appreciate you coming through to the stream, regardless whether you drop a dono or not. But if you do drop a dono, make sure you put your music request so I can get a video game track for you. We've been listening to F-Zero for a hot minute, so it'd be good if we get something else. So I am going to play some Kirby Air Ride Fountain of Dreams. But Game Double M, if you want something, let me know. Video game track, let me know. Find the price for Crimson Desert weird. A lot of people ready to die for a game they haven't played. I don't think it's organic. Could you say the same thing like with Nintendo games though too? Maybe flip it to play devil's advocate. You said people are ready to die for it. It's like Crimson Desert. Before they've even, it's like a brand new IP. I have no idea. Desert. I saw one guy that I follow him, or he follows me on Twitter, German Strands, dude. He was hyping up Crimson Desert, talking about Game of the Year, talking about this is gonna be the best game. Bro, when the reviews came out, he's like, yeah, well, you know, what's that game? Stellar Blade and Liza P and all these games that have these lower scores, which they all had a higher score than, and Black Myth Wukong. He was like, oh, these games are lower scores, and I loved it. I'm like, bro, you just been over here overhyping the game, talking about it's gonna score as high as The Witcher, Game of the Year. Don't talk about any no damn Liza P or lower scores, man. Stop overhyping it if you don't think, listen, if you don't think the scores are gonna be as high as it is, don't overhype it. Don't give it Game of the Year. Don't do all that. You know? Don't do all that. Don't do all that. If you don't, I mean, listen, don't pull the okie doke. You talk about Game of the Year, you talk about super high scores, and then when it's not over here, make excuses. Like, it is what it is, man. Game runs like trash on PS5, base PS5. The fact that you said ARMS was a flop, but Sonic and the Secret, you love Sonic and that tells me everything that I need to know. Sonic 101. That tells me everything that I need to know, because ARMS outsold Sonic and the Secret Rings. So, and it's rated better. Rated better, sold more. ARMS is a flop, and Sonic and the Secret Rings is good. Anyway. Let's see here. Those games were all low 80s. Yeah, those were all low 80s games. But he was saying it's close enough. It's close enough. I mean, his name is Sonic 101, so I mean, I can't expect any less. Let's see here. From downtown. They had Wukong. They had Wukong at 81. I don't know about that, bro. Yeah, I don't know about that either. That should be lower. People just didn't want to talk bad. They thought the Chinese government was gonna come after them. I better stop before I get taken off the. Oh, that game's not that good. I played it. All of a sudden, no, never mind. No, like 2 days later. No. I made a mistake. It's very good. It's a very good game. I played Black Myth Wukong. I spent $100 plus. I bought it on PC and I bought it on PS5. And it's just like Duke and Dookie. Duke and Dookie. It was trash. I did not like Black Myth Wukong. And I thought I'd like it. That's black in the title. No, I'm joking. That's a joke. That's a joke. That's a joke. But like, no, I can see why people like the game. Like, to be non-joke, not all seriousness. I see why people like the game. I see why people like the game. But I don't find the game very good. I never found it very good. I think I enjoyed Elden Ring a lot more. I thought Elden Ring was significantly better for like a Souls game. You know. You think Stellar Blade is low? No, Stellar Blade is very good. Stellar Blade is I mean, 80 is fine. You know, 8 out of 10 is fine. But I mean, if I had to rate Stellar Blade, I'd probably give it like an 8.5 or something like that. I think Stellar Blade's very good. Stellar Blade is much better than Black Myth Wukong. Much better game. Like, it's got a better story. It's got cool powers. It's got a more likable character. It's got actual other characters, like, you know, story and like segments, like the break. Like, it's not just a boss rush mode. You know, like I think Stellar Blade's significantly better than Black Myth Wukong. Much better. Maybe that's my inner weeb in me, you know. But I found Stellar Blade to be a much more enjoyable, better experience than Black Myth Wukong. Kevin with the $2 dono. What up, OJ? How you doing? Can I get any music from Golden Sun? Yes, you can. Golden Sun. Golden Sun. People always talk about Lies of P being underrated. I believe it with Lies of P. Like, from what I've seen with Lies of P, I can see why people think it's like a lot better than what the ratings were for it, you know? See, 80's not bad. Oh, no, nobody's saying an 80 score is bad. Nobody's saying an 80 score is bad. An 80 score is really good. Like, an 8 out of 10 is not bad at all. It's a good game. It's a good game. Yeah, like, I think Stellar Blade definitely like an 8.5 out of 10. That's probably what I would give it. I mean, it's a great... I mean, and if you play it on the PS5 Pro, it's even better now. Like, it's even better. It's got pro enhancements and stuff. It feels more responsive. So, no, it's a good game. The fighting mechanics in Stellar Blade is precise. The music and the music is way better too. It's like, to me, like, for me in today's day, for me now, like, I need sauce. Like, I need sauce. I need vibe. Like, if I'm gonna be playing a game for 20, 30, 40, 50 hours, I need sauce and vibes. Like, if you don't have any sauce and you don't have any vibes, like, sure, if your gameplay is good enough, that's fine. But if it's just like, oh, it's a Souls game and you have no sauce and you have no vibe, like, Black Myth has like sauce, but it has like a weird, like, the sauce that I don't like. Like, it's not the sauce that I like. It's like the, you know, like, if you ever had like tartar sauce, it's like tartar sauce it's good for some people, but it ain't good for me. I don't like tartar sauce. Even though tartar sauce is good. It works for a lot of people. Like with fish, it works. But I don't like tartar sauce. I need a different type. I need something different. So to me, it's like tartar sauce. And like Stellar Blade gives way better vibes. Like, it just makes me like, I don't like, Black Myth feels depressing, and there's nothing wrong with a depressing game, but it don't feel lit. Like Stellar Blade feels lit, like with the music. Like, obviously it's a sad story and all that, but it's like there's vibes that just make me feel better, you know? Black Myth just makes me feel like I'm just playing like a Team Fortress or what was that, Counter-Strike? They just turned into other stuff, you know? Like, what was all those things, like, where they just turn one thing into something else, and it's like it feels the same Counter-Strike to something else, or whatever Counter-Strike came. It just feels like a mod of like Elden Ring and like, or like a mod of like a Souls game, and it just doesn't feel as good to play. Stellar Blade feels like, okay, yeah, they're trying to get aspects of various different games and put it together. And they got the music, they got the characters, they got everything like to put together the game. You know, it feels more complete. Black Myth also on PS5 had, I mean, the frame rate wasn't bad, but there was definitely some weird issues like with the game. So before the updates came out, you know. Soy, duck, or tartar sauce. I mean, I'll probably take soy, but like, I don't like any one of those, you know. Plain old mayo. Yeah, some plain old mayo. You know, mayo can be good depending on how you like make it, but you know. So 80 is 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10 is a very good game. 7 out of 10 is good with flaws. We give people too many games at 9 or 10. It devalues the meaning of those games. I mean, yeah, absolutely. For sure, it could. For sure. That's why a lot of games don't get a 9 or 10 out of 10. Like, most games, like I said, there's only, at the end of the year, there's only a handful of games that can get a 9 out of 10. Or even like a high 80s. Like a high, like 80, you know, 89. Like, right now, there's only like 2, like, in terms of big games. Like, there's smaller games. But in terms of big games, like Pocopia and Resident Evil, and those games are definitely like high 80s, low 90s type of games, like based off like how they play. Both those games are excellent, you know. So it's like, and those games don't even have a 9 out of 10. Those games are right underneath it with the average because there's so many people reviewing games these days, you know. Okay, let me play this Golden Sun music. Shout outs to Isaac, or shout outs to not Isaac. Shout outs to Isaac, but shout outs to Earthbound. So I'll take a malt vinegar over tartar sauce on fish. Never met anyone that agrees with me. Probably not. Crimson Desert has a 57 mixed reviews on Steam. Oh! Ouchie! Wowie zowie! Owie zowie! Ooh, that's a blow to the Steam Deckers. That's a blow to the Steamers, the Steam Potters. That's a blow to the Power Worlders. It's a blow to the Gaben lovers, to the Super Yacht lovers. It's a big blow. It's a big blow. But I mean, I think it peaked with like 170,000 people. So I think it actually could probably still sell well. But we'll see. We will see. So, but that's definitely like people say, oh, the Steam reviews. Oh well, they came in. Let's check it out ourselves. Let's not rely on just... Let's make sure that we verify that before I'm over here acting stupid. I've got Steam. You guys know I've got Steam on my PC. But I'm thinking about getting a laptop, like a really good laptop for work, because I'm going to be traveling, and I'm going to need a laptop, because Nintendo's probably going to do a direct when I'm going to go on vacation, and Nintendo's going to do a direct. I'm going to be like, now I got to film from the beach or something like that, or I got to do this from my hotel room. So... I want to go to San Diego, but my wife says it's too far. She doesn't want to drive that far. So go somewhere else. Let's see here. Store Crimson Desert. Let's take a look. Here's Crimson Desert. All right. Crimson Desert. I am old enough. I'm 75 years old, so I can definitely look at Crimson Desert to view the page. Yeah, it's mixed right now. Mixed reviews. It just launched today, though. Mixed reviews. And it says out of 1,468 reviews, it's mixed. So that's a lot of reviews. 57% of the 1,468 user reviews for this game are positive. So let's see. Most helpful reviews. Yeah, Steam definitely has the best user reviews. 570 games. Okay, this is way better. This blows the doors off of... Okay, I can see why you Steamers were talking about this. Yeah, I mean, I have seen it before, but now that I'm actually like really looking, if you're a Steamer, then yeah, this is something that you can look at, because at least they give you information here. You see, okay, this person, you know, they have 570 games, they have 69 reviews, very nice. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can look at their profile, you can see their games. Like, that to me is verification that they've played. That's what I want. I don't want just, oh, I wish upon a star that, oh, I'm gonna just tell you, like Twitter, oh yeah, I played the game, it's not good. No, screw you. You didn't play a damn thing. You're a schizo, you're a liar. But at least with this, they might be lying. They maybe not have played too much of the game. but at least there's some information here that you can see who they are, what games they've got, and you know, how many games they reviewed and everything, you know. Let's see here. A message from those who came here because of the trailers. Before, I'm gonna read this guy's review. Before buying, you must know: 1, it's a game, not a classical RPG like The Witcher or Skyrim or Red Dead Redemption. It originated from an MMORPG project from which the online and MMO elements were removed. And since I've spent around 1,000 hours playing this studio's game, Black Desert, I feel I should warn you about something. This is a fantastic game with an open world setting and a wealth of mechanics. You need to be prepared for the fact that progression in this game is more gradual and wide-ranging. If you are just looking for a great action game with stunning graphics and an epic storyline, you're likely to be disappointed when the game forces you to engage in typical MMORPG activities, grinding and gathering. Conversely, if you were expecting a laid-back, leisurely RPG sandbox, you too risk making the wrong choice, because as the successor to Black Desert, Crimson Desert features a fairly dynamic and expansive combat system. I wouldn't expect the game to have particularly engaging storyline either. I wouldn't dare judge it until I've played through the game, but I know that in Korean games, the storyline usually scores around a 6 to 7 or 10. Oh, 6 to 7 out of 10. I'd love to be proven wrong, but miracles are rare. But if you're looking for a deep game with a wealth of mechanics that you'll want to get to grips with and immerse yourself in for hundreds of hours, this is the most likely game for you. So there you go.
Steam reviews also tells you how many hours they play of the game.
Okay. Does it tell you how many? Where does it say? Wait a minute. Hold up. 0. Okay, so he's played 9 hours of the game. So that's not enough time, right? He's only played 9 hours. 3 hours. 1 hour at the time of review. Okay. Oh, wait a minute. 0.9 hours? Wait, what is 0.9? What's 0.9 hours? Wait a minute. So he hasn't even played 1 full hour? Or is that like, what's going on there? No. Less than, oh my god. Yeah, this review's trash. Sorry, okay, I can see how long he's played it. He's just going off of the trailer. Okay, yeah. He did, okay, wait a minute. To be fair, he did say a message for those who came here because of the trailer. So he was addressing people from the trailers. Okay. Let me see. Can you film it, or can you rate it by people who've actually played the game a lot? Yeah, a lot of these reviews, people haven't even played it. This person said 3 hours. He gave it a 10 out of 10 after 3 hours. You can even see, like, he put his PC specs, too. How you give it a 10 out of 10 out of 3 hours? Okay. 3.2 hours. One. Yeah, a lot of these reviews, I need someone. Okay, 30. Here's a guy with 38 hours. I like that. Okay, I'm becoming a Steam Deck watcher, steamer review watcher. This is good. I like this. 38 hours. Let's hear what he has to say. 654 games, 31 reviews. I wish I liked this game. He says product received for free. Oh, he received the game for free, so it's a reviewer. I wish I liked the game. Truly, I do. I love Breath of the Wild. I love open worlds. I love deep character action, but this ain't it. It's a jack of all trades, master of none. The story is bad, the characters are bland, moving the character around doesn't feel great. That's what I kept on seeing. I kept on seeing the character movement and the inputs and the controls were not good. And that's what got me to say, I'm out, like Shark Tank. You know what I'm saying? The puzzles are obtuse in a not fun kind of way. The boss fights aren't great. The user interface is one of the worst I have ever seen. I also saw that. In a AAA game, the inventory system is weirdly obtuse. And worst of all, it's tedious. The cool stuff you see from the trailers is way deep into the game, so don't expect mechs or jetpacks anytime soon. I think the combat is stylish as hell though. I love the different wrestling moves you can do. I love the look of the open world, and exploring it can be interesting. I can see this game clicking for a lot of people, but it did not for me. Okay. Well, 38 hours. Yeah, that's like a full week's. That's like a full-time job right there. 38.6 hours. All right, let's see if we can find some people that actually have a lot of hours. Can we filter by hours? Shout outs to Justin with another $3 dono too. Big love to Justin, and he says Steam reviews also tell you. Okay, yeah, how many? Thank you for the 3, Justin. I appreciate that. Let's get that on the board here. 108. We're going for the platinum and a half, guys. We are what, 42 combos away? A little bit away, but definitely possible tonight. Appreciate that, guys. All right. Let's see here. I can look through and see how many people have good. Like, I don't know if you can filter by hours. Yeah, a lot of people don't have many hours. They're just rushing to review it. 0.1 hours. Like, they barely played the game. What's the point of putting up a review when you've not even played it? Yeah, this is a lot of these reviews are useless. A lot of these people have not put in. Oh, here we go. This guy has 68 hours. No, sorry, 64 hours. 64 hours. What's up, Nay? 64.1. And he says this. He recommends it and says, a slow traveler's paradise. And I mean that as the highest praise. I haven't played the game this good in years. The puzzle design is genuinely challenging without ever feeling unfair. The world doesn't hold your hand. It trusts you to figure things out. And respect for the player makes the solution feel earned. I'm over 60 hours in, and it's still the first zone. I have zero desire to rush to the next one. If you're the kind of player who wants to live in the game rather than just complete it, this is it. It gives you freedom. You can do whatever you want. You can do side quests. Once again, so I think if you're one of those, oh my god, open world games, like which, like I think that it's for you. You know what I'm saying? Like if you're like one of those like open world is for me, and like if it's not open world, I'm not coming. You know, then it might be for you. Might be for you. So there you go. That was a good review. You reviewed it for a long time.
You can filter it in the filter tab at the top of the reviews.
Okay. Thank you, Justin, for that one. Filter at the top of the reviews. Okay, yeah. Show. Can you? It says most helpful. 3 months, 6 months, most recently updated, friends, items, funny. I don't see it, but whatever. We're done anyway. So thank you for the 3, Justin. Again, I appreciate that. I think that does tie you up for VATSET with 30 on the board as well. 111, closer and closer to that platinum and a half. Thank you guys so much. Let's get both of you on the board here. Anybody does 30 or more, the California Smash. You can tie up Justin and VATSET. Thank you guys so much for your support. Remember, Steam always gives you a refund if you don't play the game for over 2 hours and it's been less than 14 days. I think a lot of people were just trying to get the review out, see if they like it, and then refund it. And then refund the game, you know? So I think a lot of people were just like, let me try to play it within 2 hours. Okay, I don't like it, refund, you know? So we'll see. So, well, I was reading, Mr. Print Wizard. I couldn't see what you said. The fact that he dropped the note, it sent me a notification, but I was reading the message. I was reading the actual thing. But if you told me that, thank you. I appreciate it, my boy. Thank you. But yeah, I was reading it, so I didn't see your message because I can't read and look at the chat at the same time. So that's what was going on there. The game released today. The only people with a lot of hours got review copies. Yeah, the game released today, so there's no way that you're going to be able to get a lot of hours. But I'm not going to listen to somebody's review. If they've played the game for 2 hours, what's the point of me listening to that review if they've only played the game for 2 hours. Like, that's not enough time to get into the game. It's a big, long RPG, you know? So I'm not gonna sit there and be like, oh yeah, that review's valid. Like, no, you only played the game for 2 hours. Like, that's not enough time. For like a big, massive RPG? No. Or like a big, massive, like, open world game? You're gonna need more than that, in my opinion, you know? So, that's just my opinion once again. My opinion. Hit the like button though, guys. If you have not hit that like button, hit that like button. Let's go. Man, Crimson Desert sounds way too large for your taste. Yeah, not everyone's gonna enjoy that type of game, you know?
Give him credit. Sorry, I'm just trying to help. Dang. Lol.
I'll give him credit. Yo, thank you, Wizard. Shoutouts. Thank you for the letting us know about that. Thank you. Yeah, like I said, if I was reading I just didn't see it in the chat because I was reading the review. So where I was looking at, I was trying to navigate Steam people thingy. So yeah, it's all good. All good stuff. All good stuff. I guess for the sport, man, I appreciate that. Spawn did say on Twitter, click L3 to crouch. I guess, does Crimson Desert make you click L3 and you can't change the button prompt? Or click R3? Is that what happened there? Was that what's going on? I'm guessing that's what happened in Crimson Desert. I don't like games that make you like that, put like other functions like a crouch or like aiming down the sights. Like, I don't like that on like the sticks because those are too easy to push. You know, those are way too easy to push. So I don't like that on there when games do that. For me at least. All right, I'm gonna close out Steam machine. Bowser's Cauldron, the smallest popcorn bucket now. I don't know what that is. As a Steam user since 2005, it's kind of a magical place. It has so many buttons and they make no sense. Oh, okay. Magical place? Yeah, I bet, man. That's why Steam's so popular. I can see why it's so good. Like, I've used the Steam. You know, I've used Steam since... I think I first got Steam in, like, 2013. I forgot exactly when I first got Steam. But I think when I got my first laptop, like, in 2012. 2012 or 2013. So I've been on and off on it for, you know, a decade plus now. I don't even think R3 should be a lock-on button. I don't even like that. Like, for me at least. I'm playing Crimson Desert on PS5 Pro. Okay, so how many hours do you have, Charlie? Or Charles? And what do you think about it so far from what you've been playing? Hoping the new Castlevania game gets a Switch 2 version. Yeah, I hope it does too, but the Switch 1 version should be fine. I think it's going to be pretty much the same version across the board, just resolution. But yeah, I think it should be good. But yeah, a native Switch 2 version would obviously be better. No Man's Sky, you can spend 200 to 500 hours, and you can spend... I know people that spend thousands of hours into No Man's Sky, so absolutely. Hey, shout outs to Party Man. Party Man here in the chat. Party Man, you changed your profile picture. Man, I need to get into Trails in the Sky. The battle theme is so fire. Yeah, it's a really good battle theme. But Trails in the Sky, it's like, you gotta set aside time, man. You gotta set aside time. You know? I don't have the Secret Lab desk because the Secret Lab desk is just way too expensive. So I definitely went with like a Chinese knockoff Secret Lab desk. Like, you know, standing desk, even though I'm not standing, but you can make it all whatever. So I went with that instead. It was much cheaper, more affordable for my budget. So, so yeah, I went with that instead. Those Secret Lab desks, they're really cool, but they're really expensive. So. That's in my profile pic to Mario Galaxy Peach. Nice, nice. Listen, the Mario Galaxy movie coming out in about 2 weeks. Less than 2 weeks. Literally less than 2 weeks we'll be watching it. Well, if you go on day one. I'm pretty sure I'm going to go watch it in the movie theaters on day one. I'm pretty sure I will on Wednesday. So I'll probably do it like during, like, of course they have, you know, the kids are in school. So there'll be nobody there. So I'm going to go during like the, you know, during the morning when nobody's there, at the empty movie theater. So. Yeah, Party Man, when are you gonna go? Did you take the day off from work? Or are you gonna go, like, when are you gonna go to see the movie? It's R1 to attack, L1 to block, and you need to be an RB. You need the RB, R1 combo to do a big attack. Like, what the F is that? So the controls are wonky. Cruise apparently has tons of functions mapped to a single button, which leads to you not doing what you want. Yeah, I think, once again, that's what I saw in the reviews, guys. What I saw in the reviews, that people were saying that the controls, the inputs felt clunky, did not feel responsive and good. Like, that's why I decided to, that's why I backed off from, you know, playing the game day one, is because, like, when I see controls are bad, like, that's an instant turn off for me. Like, you know, a lot of functions mapped, weird technical issues, like with controls. A lot of times the games that I, like, you know, maybe don't get the best reviews, like, let's say Metroid Prime 4. The controls in Metroid Prime 4 are elite. They are the best in the series ever. It's just, you know, the green crystals and, like, Miles McKenzie and things that people didn't like. But the gameplay, incredible. You know what I'm saying? Controls silky smooth, tons of options, great, right? So for me, like, controls are like the biggest thing. Like, if controls suck in a game, or if it feels input delayed or lag, like, I check out. No matter how good the game is, I can check out of, like, the best games. Like Witcher 3, one of the best games. Dude, that game's controls are just terrible. At least when I first played it. Maybe they're better now, but when I first played it, man, I was not feeling the controls and the combat in that game. I'm not saying it's a bad game though. It's just not for me. So let's see here. I'm going right after work. Okay, nice. Going right after work. There you go. So, yeah, I mean, if I was going to play a Souls game, like, Neo would probably be the one that I like the most out of a lot of the Souls games or Souls-like games. Neo's great because the controls are pretty responsive. I'm way too busy at work to take it off, unfortunately, especially Wednesday, so I'm going after work. Okay, nice. Do you want great controls? Fight the same spy bots and Greaves over and over? Well, I mean, yeah, obviously there's things that are not great about it. I'm not saying it's perfect, but at least the controls are good. And, like, the boss battles are good. And, like, the certain areas that have, like, you know, certain bots, like, that are different are good. I'm not saying it's perfect, but I'm saying controls are great, you know? So, I'm not saying that the game is perfect or anything. That was, like, the greatest game ever. I didn't say that, you know? Was it not bring it up again tomorrow, the anniversary of when the 80th me on my birthday? I'll say happy birthday, House King. I will not 80th you again, you know? Hype for Mario Wonder Switch 2 next week. Nice, let's go. Yeah, people are saying it's a hard game to come back to after you have dedicated playing it. Too many games for the play for that. Yeah, I mean, if you're already knee deep into, like, another big RPG or something, then it might be a game that you wait for. You know, might be a game that you wait for when it comes down to that, you know? If you have not hit that like button too, guys, hit that like button. Let's go. 32, oh, big 32. Nice. Congrats, man. The 30s. How are the 30s treating you so far? The beginning of the 30s. Want to take out the Mario movie or wait for the next major direct? You don't got PTO for both? Maybe you can use one PTO day for that one, then use another PTO day for, like, another one. Neo series is the best Souls type, in my opinion. I can see why people would think that. Yeah, for sure. Held off on Mario Wonder. Can't wait for the updates now. You held. Oh man, good stuff holding off on that. I couldn't hold off on it. It looked too good. First, like, really lit looking Mario 2D game in, like, forever since, like, Yoshi's Island. Oh my gosh, I could not hold off on that one, man. I had to play that. Ubisoft has made a collaboration with Konami for Solid Snake to be in Rainbow Six. Yeah, they announced that a while ago. I've been neck deep since the Switch 2 holiday. Yeah, like I had to get through the games pretty quickly. Like, and some games I didn't get enough time to get into, you know, because like they launched Trails in the Sky, Hollow Knight Silksong, Hades 2, like all in 1 month, and then it was like Pokemon Legends ZA. Then it was like Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment. Then it was Kirby Air Riders. Then it was Metroid Prime 4. It was just like back to back to back to back to back, like game after game after game after game. Plus like other games on Xbox and PlayStation. So it was just like, I was overwhelmed, man. I was like overwhelmed. Matinee on the weekend is probably what I'll do. Yeah, there's gonna be a ton of people there though, right? I don't want to go on the weekend. I do not want to go on the weekend because I do not want to, you know, I don't want a bunch of people to be there. Kiwi's still on the Switch 2. It'd be super cool for those who want it. Yeah, I mean, hopefully it comes like with a bunch of patches too and adjustments. Because I think that, I mean, I want to get the game. I'll just wait till like they patch and do other things like to improve the game a lot, you know? So... Make sure you hit that like button, though. If you have not hit that like button, hit that like button. Let's go. Appreciate you guys coming out to the stream today. You guys have been incredible. We still have about 30 minutes or so left. We have hit our hour extension a while back, so shout outs to everybody with the support there. Wasn't it leaked for Switch 2? It showed up on like a listing for like on GameStop or something like that. So I mean, kinda. Kiwi thinks it's coming. I'm guessing Kiwi has some actual sources. I don't think he'd say it if he didn't feel like it was coming. So we'll see. Maybe, I mean, but if the game doesn't do well, maybe they won't feel the need to keep on working on the game, you know? So we'll see. I still remember going to my Target to play the original Mario Wonder early back in 2023. Oh yeah, man. Man, Wonder is so good. The fact that time is going by so fast, man. Where are the years going? It didn't feel like Wonder came out 3 years ago. It didn't even feel like it came out 2 years ago, really. So the fact that now that like we're on 3 years of Wonder, that's crazy. That was a good year for gaming, though. 2023 was a great year. That was Pikmin 4. That was Fire Emblem Engage. That was Tears of the Kingdom. That was Super Mario Bros. Wonder. I mean, goodness gracious. Like, what a year. Plus that was Alan Wake. That was what else? That was Baldur's Gate 3. That was Resident Evil 4 remake. I mean, that year was just stoked. That year was stacked, packed, and jacked. It's a crazy year, man. That was like when I got all the Game of the Year candidates right. I got all of them right, and I was like, heck yeah, man. All of them right. Let's go, baby. So, let's see here. Let me see if I can find... yeah, best games of 2023. So, yeah, it was pretty easy to pick the Game Award nominees, but... these are all the games that came out in 2023. We had the top of the list, Baldur's Gate with the 96, Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom with the 96, Metroid Prime Remastered with the 94, Resident Evil 4 Remake with the 93, Super Mario Bros. Wonder with the 92, Xenoblade Chronicles 3 Future Redeemed with the 92, Street Fighter 6 with the 92, we're talking about the big games here. Spider-Man, Marvel's Spider-Man with the 90. Jack John, which is a smaller game, but that also had a 90. Dave the Diver with the 90. Cyberpunk Phantom Liberty with an 89. Dead Space Remake with an 89. Alan Wake 2 with an 89. We also had Sea of Stars with the 87. We had the God of War expansion with an 88, the Valhalla or whatever. We had Pikmin 4 with an 87. We had Final Fantasy 16 with an 87. We had Hi-Fi Rush with an 87. We had Shredder's Revenge with an 87. We had the Mario Kart 8 Wave 4 DLC. We had Star Ocean, The Last Hope remake with an 86. That is a great remake. We had Armored Core, Fires of Rubicon with an 86 from Software on that one. We had Jedi Survivor, or Star Wars Jedi Survivor with an 85. I mean, like, it was just like big banger after big banger. Octopath Traveler 2 with an 85. Hogwarts Legacy, that had an 84, and that people love that game. That game sold really well. Super Mario RPG, that also came out with an 84, and I love that game. That game is so good. Oh my goodness, like, Starfield came out that year with an 83. Some people like that game a lot. Not for me, but some people did. Advance Wars came out that year, the remake. Mortal Kombat, I mean, not as everybody loved that as much, but still, an 83 on that one. Mortal Kombat 1. F-Zero 99 came out that year, too. Oh my, like, there's just crazy amounts of good games, man. Really good games. Legend of Heroes Trails to Azure. Atelier Ryza 3 came out that year. Legend of Heroes Trails into Reverie. Oh my goodness, man. Like, that year was, like I said, that year was just stacked. We had Like a Dragon Ishin came out that year too. Bayonetta Origins, Cereza, and the Lost Demon. Fire Emblem Engage, like I said, came out that year too. Black Myth, Wolong Fallen Dynasty. That game was okay, 80. Remnant 2 came out. That's like an Evan PC guy game. What else? Lies of P. That's way down on the list, and that was an 80. People love that game. Lies of P. Yeah, the Kirby Return to Dreamland Deluxe. There's a lot of games. A lot of games that came out that year. Now, was that year better than 2017? For like just Nintendo? I mean, it's hard. I mean, 2017 is a great year. I don't know. It could have been, yeah. It could be, maybe. It's a lot of good stuff. Yeah, Wolong's kind of like a Neo type game. Yeah. I think people are just gonna prefer 2017 because Breath of the Wild, because like the Switch, it's hard to get over vibes and feelings. The feeling of grabbing your Switch for the first time ever and playing a full featured Zelda. This is the first time ever, right? We've never had a fully featured big brand new Zelda game portable. That feeling for like core Nintendo fans is unbreakable. That is a unbreakable feeling that's hard to replicate. And like same thing with Mario. I mean, Mario's been a little bit closer than Zelda in my opinion, because Zelda always gets like the 2D, like Zelda doesn't, like before the Switch, Zelda didn't really get like the big 3D adventures. It would get the 2D adventures made for the portables. Mario actually got a 3D Mario game with 3D Land, and it got like Mario 64. I mean, that doesn't really count, but it got 3D Land. You know, but 3D Land is not like a real big, like real 3D Mario, but you guys know what I'm saying, right? But like to get like a fully featured big Zelda game that's highly anticipated, and also to get Mario Odyssey, you know, a sandbox Mario game anywhere that you want, that's too good of a, you know, that's such a good proposition. And like I said, you could, like, it was like magic taking the Switch and just doing like the actual commercials, like switching it, TV play, and it's like instant too. It's like instant. It's instant, boom, TV, instant portable. There is no lag or waiting. As soon as you pull the Switch off the dock, boom, it's right there. No PS Portal stuff, no weird connect like PS Vita. I used to do that with like Persona. Bro, I felt like, I was like, why is this so ghetto? Before they had the Portal. The Portal's better than the Vita, but they had the Vita before the Portal. And I would try to do handheld play with the PS Vita with Persona 5, and it looked so ghetto. It was laggy. It was not good. I'm like, this is trash. I stopped doing it. I'm like, I can't do this. This was before the Switch came out. Switch comes out, so easy, so intuitive, so simple. And like I said, be able to play like a big, fully featured Legend of Zelda game, like console Legend of Zelda, anywhere, that's just a hard memory to break, you know? It's like one of those, like, you had to be there. You had to be there. If you weren't there, it's hard to, even though, like, all we had was Breath of the Wild for a while. All we had was Breath of the Wild, bro. All we had was just Breath of the Wild, but that was enough. That's all. And I got fired from my job, bro. I was about ready to get a good salary, man. I was about ready to make a good, I've been working so hard for the past 6-7 months. And they fired me right before Friday. I was supposed to get it on Friday. They fired me on Monday. That was the Monday after Breath of the Wild came out on a Friday, March 3rd, 2017. I went into work on Monday, and you know, I was ready to go. I was like, man, here's my raise, here's my salary, no more clocking in and out, big pay bump. They're like, nah, you ain't getting that pay bump. You're fired. What I didn't like though, I didn't like the whole watching me throughout the whole thing, bruh. I didn't like that. Like, I didn't like how they were like staring at me. Like, they made a scene out of it because like there was other people working there. That's the only thing I don't appreciate. Like, they should have just said, yo, like, you know, just go pack up your stuff and go. I was like, what's going on here? I had to talk. I was like, wait a minute, what's going on? What did I do? Like, nah, you gotta go. I said, all right. And then like they following me and like they're telling me pack up, like, and like they kicked the box to me. And I'm like if I wanted to be a real, I was like, I can do something, you know, I'm gonna be cool. I'm like, I don't need a box. I just grabbed some things and I just bounced. But like, I didn't like how they handled it. Like, they didn't handle it, in my opinion, right. You know what I'm saying? They make a scene out of it. So for me at least, I was bitter about that for a while. But Breath of the Wild completely changed everything though. Like, I went home and I'm thinking to myself, man, I'm in trouble. Like, my mom, my sister, my family, like, what am I gonna tell them? Like, oh, I got fired again. Like, this ain't good. This is because they just had an intervention with me when I got fired from my last spot. They were like, my brother-in-law and my sister, like, they came and like sat, like, hey, like, they came to my house. And at that time I lived actually kind of far, so like they didn't drive out to my house for nothing. So I was like, uh-oh. Like, hey, can we stop by? I was like, uh-oh, I know what's happening here. So they just had that intervention with me in early 20, I think what was it, 2016. They just had that intervention with me, like, hey, you can't be getting fired, bro. Like, you got a house now, you got your daughter, you can't be getting fired like that. You got to do a better job. I was like, I'm listening. I got you. So then I get another job. It wasn't as good as my previous job, but I get another job, and I'm like, okay, cool. And I do that job from like the summer all the way to like March, and then I get fired from that one. I'm like, uh-oh. I was more afraid of my sister and my brother-in-law than I was of me losing my job. Oh man, dude. So I was like, uh-oh, what am I gonna say here? So I was like, well, till I actually have to face it. I don't gotta face them until the weekend. I'll just play Breath of the Wild all day. So that's what I did, man. I just played Breath of the Wild. I just hung out with my daughter. You know, when she'd come home from school, I'd play with her. She'd, like, you know, we talk dolls, we do this. And then when she wanted to go do something off, or she wanted to go, you know, watch TV or whatever, I just played Breath of the Wild. And then whenever she wanted me to be in the same room with her, it was like when I finally switched, right? I was playing it docked for the most part, but this was the magical moment. The magical moment was like, my daughter was like, hey, Dad, let's go over here. You know, I want you to be inside my room. And I was like, okay, no problem. She didn't want me to, you know, play with her or anything because we had already played. She just wanted me to be in her room, just to be there, you know? So I was like, all right, no problem. And I grabbed the Switch and I just went, and it was the full Breath of the Wild. And I'm just like, I'm inside her room. I'm lying down on her bed, and she's, you know, she's like sitting like Indian style, or can you say that anymore? Cross-legged, like folded legs. and she's like watching her TV, right? And I'm just chilling on her bed, you know, and it was like just like a great moment. She just wanted me to be there. A lot of times with my daughter, she didn't want me to play with her, and she just wanted me to be in her room with her, you know. So that was like the magical moment for me when it was like, oh, the Switch, you know. Breath of the Fire. You know what the funniest thing is? I made that joke on myself. I made that joke on myself back then. I said Breath of the Wild, more like Breath of the Fire. That you just sparked a memory. I literally made that joke on myself about Breath of the Wild. That was the funny thing. Justin with another 3. Let's go.
I love 2017, but 2023 was probably my second favorite Switch year with Talk, Future Redeemed, Mario Wonder, Pikmin 4, Fire Emblem Engage, and Super Mario RPG Remake. Can I get the battle theme from Super Mario RPG?
Yeah, like that's a hard year, bro. That's a great year. And we had a bit more third party too, right? Like in terms of like certain third party games on Switch too, so Super Mario RPG Remake music battle theme. Let's see. Crisscross applesauce is a safe way to describe the sitting. Yeah, there you go. Crisscross applesauce. I'll just say folded legs. She was folding her legs. I can just do that for the easy way. Crisscross applesauce. That's too much work. Yeah, this is the party man playing DS on the schoolyard music right here. Drinking Capri Sun. Oh man. I waited until 2019 to buy my Switch 1. 3 Houses was worth it. Oh, nice. Yeah. Yeah, that was fire. Yeah. No, figure drawings for real. Like, I actually made that joke myself. Like, I would make that joke and get angry at them when I'm the one who I kept on bringing it up. Like, I'd be like, man, screw that place. I'd be like, Breath of the Fire. You know? Like, so. It's such a great game. Super Mario RPG is such a great game. Such a great game. And it works so... Oh my god. It looks incredible. I want to do like a top 10 like boost mode RPGs for the Switch 2. And it looks incredible. So good. On the Switch 2 screen. Now in the 1080p, like, oh my goodness. It is so... And it runs perfect. No patch needed. It basically got a patch without a patch. You know? A patch without a patch. Yo, Psycho Pie with the Unabudos blast!
That's a wholesome moment between you and your daughter.
Thank you.
For me, the big aha moment was the Switch one was that I get to take it to the bathroom while I take a dump.
This man was blasting the goblins and blasting one out, too. Don't tell me that's never happened to you. Like, it's like a double kill. That was Psycho Pie. Psycho Pie was... He was doing... This man was blowing up barrels, double barrel shotgun. Yo, shout out Psycho Pie. Thank you for the big 20, man. I appreciate it. Yeah, you could have left that part out, Psycho Pie. You could have left that. I mean, but we've all done it before. We've all, like, I've definitely done it. I've definitely used the Switch in the bath. You have to. Now, in Switch 2, I have not. Because it's just too big. There's too much of a liability with the system. The system's too big. I mean, yes, you can do it if you're careful. You just set it down in front of you. I think it would work. But, like, the little bathroom that I built here for myself and like right next to my office, like it's too small for me to be like, it's just too small. Now if my bathroom was bigger, like I use like the master bathroom maybe, but like this was just a little small that I built for myself here. So it's like, I don't know if I don't want to take that like the risk. But now that I have a screen protector and I have like my you know, I have a screen protector and I have like my grip, I think that maybe I will, but I just never really decided to do it. You know, I haven't really yet with Switch 2. I might have, but not like Switch 1. Switch 1 I was like, okay, I gotta try this. I've gotta try this. But the problem is that I'd end up being in there way too long. A lot longer than I need to be in there. So that's the reason why maybe, I mean, I don't do that anymore, you know? So. Shout out Psychopie, appreciate that. My wholesome moment compared to your blasting one out moment. So, B Queen says never. Not a single time. I had to at first because like that's the whole point. Like, didn't Nintendo even have a trailer? Wasn't there like something where Nintendo? I think wasn't there like there was something where Nintendo's like you can, or maybe I missed that. Maybe I know they had a GameCube like Wavebird, a Wavebird ad, like in like a magazine, like Game Informer or something. But that was stupid because you know what they did? They were like, oh yeah, you can now play your GameCube while you're in the toilet. But they had like the dude was using like a mirror so he can like see the reflection of his TV. You know, because most people's bathrooms aren't lined up directly with their TV, like where you can sit down on the toilet, like you can like line like where your room is lined up completely with the TV. So like that one's like they had like a mirror and like he was looking at the mirror and it was reflection to his TV and he was using like the Wavebird controller. You know, so that one was lame. No, OJ, Psychopie didn't copy a trailer. He was on his own. Okay. Yep, there was a TV spot of a guy using the toilet while playing the Switch. There was? Figure drawing says there wasn't. But yeah, Switch 2, I don't want to try that with the Switch 2. I'm good with the Switch 2. Switch 1, yes. Switch 2, no. Switch 2, no. Yeah, I tried it with the Wii U, and it kind of worked sometimes. But at the time, like when I was at my mom's house, and I was like, you know, like that's where I was playing like the Wii U the most. Like it wasn't really, but even though like when I moved out of my, yeah, because like 2012, 2016, like when I got into my like I got an apartment like in 2015. I got like a nice apartment, and it wasn't really nice, but it was a gated community. So I got into like a okay apartment in 2015, and I was like, okay, cool. I got my own place. Everything's good. Like I'm doing a lot better now. But like the bathroom was right next to my room. Like there was like master bedroom, bathroom, and then like another room. But it was like a 2-bedroom apartment. It was like a condo thingy, right? So it was like a downstairs, and there was like an upstairs. There was a bathroom downstairs, a bathroom upstairs. There was a kitchen. Yeah, little living room, little kitchen, little balcony thingy, bathroom downstairs, and then bathroom upstairs, and then like master bedroom, and then like another room. So if you go back to my videos from like 2015, you'll see that place that I was at. I had like a plaster of like different posters and like a brown couch. And that place was okay. That was okay. Yeah, it was all right. It was. I mean, the only problem was like the problem was like the walls were too thin, so like you can hear your neighbors doing everything. That was the problem. They could hear us too. Like that was the biggest problem with that place, was that the walls were way too thin and the master bedrooms were stacked right next to each other. So I mean, like you can just hear the voices, like the sounds and stuff. And like I said, they probably hear, you know, at the time, you know, like me and my ex at the time, so they probably hear that too. So that was the only problem with that place. Except for like one side, it was stacked, but the other side it wasn't. The master bedroom was on this side of the staircase, but it was to my little game room that I had. So I couldn't really hear the lady. She lived by herself, the one that was to my left, but the one to my right, that was like they were going at it like every 3 days. It was like, okay, like 1 a.m. I was like, oh man, you know. So that was the problem. That was the problem with that place. So I was like, I gotta get out of here. I need a house, or I need something. I need a house. So I was like, I need to get a house. There's a Wavebird commercial with somebody using the bathroom. Okay, yeah, Wavebird commercial. Justin with the 3 and Simeon Quinn with the 5.
There is
Let's
a
go.
Wavebird commercial where someone is using the toilet. It's the first commercial for Wavebird when you look it up on YouTube.
Okay, there you
Lol.
go. Maybe we can check that out. We can check that one out. We can check that out. 142. That's crazy. I did not expect this to get a platinum and a half today, but we are only 8 combos away. Thank you, Justin, with the 3. Also, thank you, Simeon Coin, with the 5, and Johnny with the 2. Evening Ozzy just getting in. I currently saved 3 stacks and burned out at work and saved since Christmas 2025. Music Super Metroid Red Soil area. Okay, that's a good area. That's a good one. Red Soil area. Super Metroid. Super Metroid. Shoutouts, guys. Thank you. And Psycho Pie with the 10 Canadian says, took me a bit to find this commercial. Okay. Let's go. We got the platinum and a half. Johnny with the 3. Let's go, Johnny. And then Psychopie with the 10. Canadian, of course. We wouldn't have it any other way, maple syrup, boys. Red soil area. Before I play this though, let me do this here. Okay. It was a German ad. All right, Psychopie found it. The German ad. That's what it was. The German ad. I knew there was something. Yep. Magical time period, man. People were literally using it like this, though. That's what you got. People were using it at school. People were getting their Switches taken away in high school. People were playing it in college. Like, it was like I said, a magical time period, bro. That's starting to happen now with Switch 2. People are starting to get Pocopia. It's starting to happen a bit more with Switch 2. You know, it's starting to happen a little bit. All right, let me play that Wavebird commercial too, though. Let's get that Wavebird commercial. Thank you, Psychopie, with the big 10. Platinum. Let's go.
Combo breaker! Even further!
And even further than beyond. Let's go. I don't know why that played again. I didn't press the button, but that's okay. Oh, actually, no, I think I did actually press the button. I accidentally pressed it. Okay, so Wavebird, toilet commercial. I don't know which one. Okay, here we go. I think this is it. Yeah, I think it starts off with the dude on the toilet. Like, I think with like a kid. So the toilet commercial.
Nothing comes between a man and his game. Play from far away.
Yeah, that was it. That was. I knew it. He was using the mirror to see the reflection of the TV. There we go. I knew it. Yeah.
Nothing comes between a man and his game. Play from far away with Wavebird wireless controller. New for Nintendo GameCube. Nothing comes between a man and his game. Fork and play with Wavebird wireless controller. New for Nintendo GameCube.
Oh man, good stuff.
Nothing comes between a man and his game. Play from far away with Wavebird wireless controller. New for Nintendo GameCube.
Yo, these Wavebird commercials were low-key kind of epic, though. They were low-key kind of epic. Good stuff, man. It reminds me of a good time period. Like a good and a bad time period for, like, Nintendo. Good stuff, man. Good stuff. Yeah, I remember those commercials. I remember those commercials, too. I remember those as well. It's always good to see like the classic old school, you know, commercials and all of that, man. It's always good to see that. All right, hold up. No, we're gonna pause that. We're gonna exit out of that. I'm gonna exit out of this. I'm gonna exit out of this. All right, here we go. These ads were back in the day. Oh yeah, blazing. These were like early 2000s, like 2003, 2000, like something like that. Yeah, these are like 20, definitely 23 years ago plus. We're talking early 2000s. So yeah, that was a long time ago. It almost feels like a whole different, like everything, you know. I wasn't born. Yeah, GameCube was a great controller, man. So they have the idea since the GameCube. They've had the idea of a hybrid system actually since before the GameCube. The idea started with the Super Game Boy. I think that's really when they really thought like, hey, can we do portable games on the go, and then of course your games that you want to play, you know, anywhere. Like I think Super Game Boy was like really like the first real like, okay, like the Switch before the Switch. The GameCube player also, there was that. And I think Did You Know Gaming covered one system. What was it? I think it was I forgot they were covering Gunpei Yokoi, and like I forgot what system he did that was kind of like, they said it felt like a Switch before a Switch too. But yeah, a Super Game Boy was probably like where I felt like I was like, oh, they're trying to be like a Switch, you know. You could play your Game Boy games on the go, of course, and then you can also play them at home on the TV, you know. So I have the Super Game Boy and it was awesome. Yeah, Wonder Swan. Yeah, they said that about the Wonder Swan, right? I think they said that about the Wonder Swan. But the Wonder Swan, that was not Nintendo. That was Bandai Namco. But it was Gunpei Yokoi though. But yeah, I think it was that Wonder Swan video. Did You Know Gaming, fantastic channel, by the way. If you have not subscribed to Did You Know Gaming, check them out. Also, GTV did an incredible Legend of Zelda video for the 40th anniversary. Oh my goodness. Incredible Legend of Zelda video. That's how I found out, or that I, you know, remembered about the situation with Legend of Zelda back in the day, like the $45. Check out GTV Japan. Oh my goodness, freaking underrated. One of the greatest channels of all time. I mean, he doesn't upload very often because, you know, I think he's a like a white dude that lives in Japan that works, and like I think he's fully fluent and like has like a Japanese family or like a Japanese wife and kids. But when he does upload, like when he does his anniversary stuff, like, oh, it's the 40th anniversary of Mario or the 40th anniversary of this like fantasy star, like this guy is freaking nuts, like way better than like pretty much every content creator on YouTube. Like when he does his retro, oh my god, incredible channel. He doesn't have 100K, he has like 70K, but he's one of the best channels by far. He gives you the vibe, the feeling, like he was around back then too, you know. He was actually buying games and he was around back then. He's older than me, but like he gives you the vibe, he gives you the feeling, he gives you the prices, he goes over the reviews, he goes over the reception, like he goes over everything. Like, so it puts you in a time capsule and it takes you back to that time point. It doesn't just say, oh, here's the game, here's the retrospective on the game, here's what it did. He puts you in the everything around it. Like that's what I talked about the other day. I talked about how like Sega might have been the people that first did the Nintendo Directs. It might have been Sega because they had the Sega Gamer Days, which was supposed to upstart the CES. That was from the Sonic and Knuckles like 30th anniversary or whatever like anniversary he did like on Sonic. He told the complete story of Sonic and Knuckles and Sonic 3 and the lock-on technology. Remember the Sonic cartridge, Sonic and Knuckles cartridge, like where you can take the game and like you can put Sonic 2 or you can put Sonic 3 into the top of the Sonic and Knuckles cartridge, and you can get Sonic or Knuckles in other games and get extra content, kind of like DLC or whatever, before we even had that on console. Like he explained the whole situation with that, which I played that back in the day, but I didn't know about I wasn't paying attention to all the other stuff like Sonic Days and like the battle between like, you know, the sales battle between the Sega Genesis and the Super Nintendo. I didn't look at that. I just played the games, you know. So I like the fact that he goes over all of that. It's great. Great stuff. Great stuff. Yeah, the DS. Oh yeah, the DS almost could. Yes, they tried, or they wanted to, but they didn't do it with the DS or the 3. But although the DS did get some connectivity, where like with the Wii, you can play like the DS games like through the Wii. Like there were some games. So the remnants of that was definitely in like the DS and the Wii code, but like, yeah, nothing really too crazy with that. So, yeah, Sega was definitely ahead of the times, man. They really were. But, yeah, guys, hit the like button. But hey, what's up, Paul Gale? But all right, we are going to wrap it up here. And yes, the guy had the chicken pox because back then, people did not get vaccines for chicken pox. In today's day, you get vaccines for chickenpox, but when I was growing up, if you were a teenager or an adult in the early 2000s, chances are you got chickenpox at some point. Not in today's day, kids don't get chickenpox, but back then, you know, you would just go in and get it over with. You know, just get the chickenpox, get it over with. Sometimes parents would even have chickenpox parties. If one kid had chickenpox, hey, let me just get my kid to get it too, so we can just get it over with. Because if you wait, obviously then it can become something crazy later, like the shingles or whatever the hell. What's the transformation of it? So they just tell you to get it now, or get it when you're young, so you don't get it when you're older and it gets a lot worse. So back then, yeah, chickenpox were like a common thing that you would see like in media. Like there was an episode of Rugrats where one of them had like the chickenpox or whatever. I think it was like Chucky or something had the chickenpox. But yeah, not in today's day. I mean, people get the, like, you know, my daughter, she never got the chicken pox. My son, he ain't gonna get the chicken pox. So yeah. Lucky you never got it as a kid. You probably got a vaccine, right? Like, so there's vaccines now to stop, like, to, you know, or basically just reduces it down to essentially nothing. But yeah, I got it. My brother got it. My sister got it. We all got it, and it's terrible. They're itchy. They slather you in, like, you gotta wear like a dun-dun-dun. Like you just gotta wear a dun-dun-dun, walk around. I was looking like, when I got chickenpox, I was straight up looking like the Thing. Like they slather you like an oatmeal or something like that, and like you gotta stay in front of a heater. Dude, it is booty cheeks. Like chickenpox. You can't scratch. You just gotta sit there, or you just gotta stand there. And like I said, they slather you in whatever, the oatmeal or whatever. Dude, it's booty. Like, it sucks. Like, I think you have it for like a week or something like that. They're itchy. I still remember to this day, I got chickenpox decades ago, and I still remember that crap. I still remember sitting in front of that heater with the damn oatmeal slathered all over me and just being like, this is booty, bro. You can't play no video games. You can't do anything. You just gotta just sit there and just be like, all right, I got the chickenpox. Like the way that guy was doing it, where he was scratching himself, that's when you get scars. Like if you don't slather yourself in the oatmeal and you don't like take care of it right, you're gonna end up itching your skin off. You're gonna literally scratch. Like, you can't do that. Like there's horror stories of people who don't take care of chickenpox right when you get it. You can't scratch it, like I said, because you're gonna create scars, or you're gonna scratch your skin off. It's gonna be so bad you're gonna want to scratch your, like, literally scratch your skin off, like down to the tissue. So it's like, you can't do that either, you know. So yeah, if you never got the chickenpox, you definitely have the vaccine. You know what I'm saying? Like, you definitely have it. So, but let's hear. Yeah, you can only get shingles if you had chickenpox. Yeah, if you had it. So, that is what it is. Remember Sonic and Knuckles lock-on feature, my own favorite Sega feature. I bought Sonic 3 and Knuckles on Xbox in spring 2020. Nice. All right, guys, thank you so much for coming out to the stream, though. I'm glad people don't get chickenpox like that anymore. Those things were nasty. They look weird as hell, too. All right, so thank you so much for coming out to the stream. Check out my most recent video if you haven't seen it. Big love to all the support today. 155, we were going
further beyond.
I appreciate you guys supporting the stream like always. You guys make these streams dope, very fun, and like I said, it makes it to where I can keep doing what I'm doing. So thank you guys so much for your support, for real. Check out my most recent video on Monster Hunter Stories 3, the situation with the Switch 2, or you can check out my Crimson Desert video, which just passed 10k views. So let's go on that one. So plenty of content to watch. We'll be back tomorrow with probably like a big Switch 2 news video. Like, there's a couple different topics that I want to discuss, maybe that we missed. So good night. Have a nice one. Big love to Justin. Big love to Psycho Pie coming in at the end there. Big love to everybody that dropped big support. Thank you so much. And anybody that dropped anything, I appreciate it. Game Double M, cool guy, dropped a big 30. Thank you guys, man. You guys really made the stream awesome. So we'll be back tomorrow. I appreciate everything. Check out the vids. We'll have a video tomorrow at some point. So, all right, guys. Love y'all. Take it easy. Thank you for everything. We'll see you guys for the next one. Check out the vids. They're in the chat. And hit the like button before you go. Head over to my video and go watch the vids, guys. All right. Love y'all. Peace.